I'm really feeling you. I like you a lot. Thinking about you really gets me high. You coming on to me makes it hard for me to say stop. But let's wait before you show me what you got. Need some imagination for me to think about. To hear what's on your mind before I kiss your mouth. You blow me away, and although I can't wait, I'd rather be safe than make a stupid mistake. Don't be a hoe, don't be willing to give it up so quickly. Let's take it slow. I have a wolf you want to give me. Don't be a hoe, don't be willing to give it up so quickly. Let's take it slow. Let's take it slow, slow. I know you want me, know I want you, but there are a few things first that we gotta do. I want it as bad as you do, but let's not get carried away. I mean, we don't even know each other's last name. Don't be a hoe, don't be willing to give it up. Don't give it up. Let's take it slow. I have a clue of what you wanna give me. Don't give it up so quickly. Let's take it slow. Let's take it slow. I can already see. I can. Inside ecstasy. That should be put on pause so we can get to know it. I can already see. That should be put on pause so we can get to know it. Don't be a hoe. Don't be willing to give it up so quickly. Let's take it slow. Oh, don't be a hoe. Don't be willing to give it up so quickly. Let's take it slow. Let's take it slow. Slow. Oh, oh, oh. Hey, hey, hey.
For the team, took a bullet for the dream that we would one day all be free, free from prejudice, free from sexism, free from bigotry. I die for creativity, I die for freedom to be free. I died and left a legacy. Oh, but baby, I'm still live through technology. After the sun, then comes the rain. And after the storm, the sun will start shining. What is a pain? And tears of pain. And tears of pain. And a dash of struggle, just be patient. Your destiny will manifest. Yes, falls in the sand.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? It's your dude BubzZz, the God here with yet another live for you all. Y'all please give me a minute. You know, I'm partaking of the herb, and now that my channel is growing, I kind of have to do things a little bit differently. So y'all gonna have to bear with me. But what's going on, y'all? It's been a minute since I've been live. I think the last time I was live was what? Last week, I believe. When I tell y'all so much ish has been happening behind the scenes in a way that I am grateful for, I have to remind myself that I pray for times like this and ask for times like this to shine like this or whatever the hell the nigga said, girl. I have been manifesting what it is, okay, that I have been asking for, praying for, literally sending out into the universe. And now I'm finally starting to deal with that shit, and it's kind of getting faster and faster and stronger, more intense. So therefore, I have to focus on that because that's yielding some amazing results and results that will be able to like bleed over into this YouTube channel and some of my future endeavors. Okay, so yes. Also, too, y'all please excuse how I look, girl. It's hot where I'm at. I'm gonna cut my fan on in a minute. I had just got out the shower. That's why it took me a little bit to, you know, come through. I put coconut oil, not coconut water, but coconut oil on my face. Okay, so my face gonna be looking extra greasy. Okay, looking like I done been smuggled across the border in what's the girl name from Norbert Rasputin's titties? Okay, Norbert. That's what my face looking like. Okay, I'm almost done sparking this stuff up. Y'all probably dealing with ads right now, so again, shout out to y'all. If y'all can, please make sure that y'all watch the ads, baby. Watch it. If you can, please do not skip the ads. If you ain't gonna contribute to the Cash App, you can contribute to the channel by making sure that you don't hit the skip on the ads. Okay, shout out to y'all for doing y'all big one. Okay, we got Chosen 196 in the building, says love the vocals. Yes, the vocals. Which part of the vocals did you like? Did you like Durand Bernarr, which he is an amazing artist? Shout out to him. Again, just recently Grammy award winning. All right. Or the one with the whole Dragon Ball Z like trap ass montage or whatever. That is an individual by the name of Beasley, formerly known as Tone. Okay. So, and over here on BubzZz, the guy, we appreciate vocals. If you can sing down, you got my attention. Okay. But anyway, y'all. What's going on? Again, y'all, please forgive my face. It's oily. It is what it is. But we here with another YouTube live. I kind of wanted to talk about this for like a hot ass minute, for real, because when it comes down to romantic, when it comes down to romantic relationships, bitch, cut the fan on, girl. I'm over here sweating like a DL nigga, girl. No shade. Okay, and my shit on social media. But anyway, I want to talk about this for a minute. For those of you who know me and how we rock over here on BubzZz, the guy, we try to be as objective as possible. We try to really deal with the issues that are happening within the black and queer space, because I am black and I am queer. I am both of those things at the same fucking time. For the people who don't get it or don't understand, I don't know what to tell y'all, but yeah. But I want to talk about love and relationships and romance and healing. I want to just really get deep off into this. I'm off this good sativa, girl. Y'all know how BubzZz, the guy, give it up. I want to like really dig off in this because as we can see, especially for those of us in the queer community, especially the black queer community, baby, the level of hurt and pain and projection that is happening is something that we have to deal with. And shout out, let me sit up on this bitch. Shout out to all the men, whether you are gay, whether you are straight, whether you are bi, whether you are pan. If you are a black man, shout out to you doing your motherfucking work by starting with yourself first. Michael Jackson said you got to make a change with the man in the mirror first before anything else. You have to be the change that you seek. You have to be the change that you are in fact and indeed looking for, right? So shout out to the black men that are doing that. Also, shout out to those same black men that hold their own communities accountable. Because even though on BubzZz Guy, baby, I be holding heterosexual people or the dominant majority accountable, baby, we're not exempt. We're not exempt. We are not beyond reproach. And I just wish that, like, just men across the board could just come together and just have a really, like, real ass discussion. We've all been hypersexualized. We've all been conditioned to lust after things and not value it. We can desperately see that happening in the heterosexual community. So what the fuck do you think is going to happen in the queer community, especially when it's two men? The video links for the content used in this live is going to be in the description box below if you want to watch it in its entirety without my commentary, because I will be pausing. And for those of you that know me, baby, I like to be very thorough. I know that probably some of y'all be dealing with 1 minute men or men who can't make you feel good and make you nut hands free. But over here on BubzZz Guy, baby, we take our time to make sure that we get all up and through there. Okay? And I put that on my height. Okay? So I will be pausing. I want to give y'all some really beefy, meaty ass lives. Again, I got things going on in the back end that I need to take care of and that I am taking care of. So whenever I do content, I want to make sure that I give y'all enough content, like low-key throughout the week if you want to. No shade if you don't happen to watch it in its entirety. Okay? But before we get into that, you know we have to be smart. I should have pulled this shit up in the beginning. Damn it. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All the videos, songs, images, and graphics used in this live belong to their respective owners, and BubzZz Guy does not claim any right over them. So now that we have gotten that on out the motherfucking way, let's get into the first video. Let me change my background music. I need to work on a compilation to where it's some copyright free-ish, or I'm just gonna do what I'm doing right now. I'm going to use my sister's fiance's intros because she's an artist. So if some shit popped the hell off, baby, I have permission to use this. She told me I could. Fuck you mean? We got Queen Spicy in the building. What's going on, Queen? We got Lynn Ray. Lord, 4311. My leprechaun man. Come on, leprechaun, leprechaun. Is the background music too loud? Does it seem like my audio, as far as my voice, is like in lead? Is it in the foreground or is it in the background? Are we blended? Let me know. Okay? Give me 1 second, y'all. I feel like I need to cut this down. There we go. Anyway, let me remove this out the way, girl, because we're done with this. And now we're going to get into the gay single epidemic, okay? Again, it's a lot of fine-ass girl. Now, y'all, please forgive me, girl. This is impromptu, so I'm setting it up. We're going to get to the video in a minute. I said we're going to get to the video, but my spirit, let me do me. Okay, welcome to BubzZz Guy. Okay, it's one thing when you would have people that in the community will be deemed as less desirable or the undesirables, girl, of the society, complaining about how they can't find love because the people that are desirable would turn around and say, of course, bitch, because you don't have the social equity, you don't have the body currency, you don't have what it is to gather the attention of everybody, including your man, your pastor, your reverend, your deacon, your teacher, your father, your uncle, your nephew, or to be able to gather that much attention. But now we are hearing from the individuals who are living those realities as far as being the main attraction or the star for that moment. And those are the individuals who have everything, again, that society says people would literally die for, literally transform their bodies for, and it's not yielding anything that is fruitful and life-giving. If anything, it's making it worse, because now motherfuckers got to try to figure out if somebody want to be for you for who you are or because of how you look, as it says on the thumbnail. Okay? He wants your whole, but not your soul. Baby, this shit is so deep. And the thing is, girl, a lot of you gays love it deep, girl. Y'all love niggas to long stroke the fuck out of y'all, but y'all can't long stroke y'all minds. Y'all can't long stroke your motherfucking emotions. Ugh. Anyway, let's get into the video.
Today, we're going to talk about gay loneliness. And I don't really know where I stand on this subject, because one part of me loves being alone, but the other part of me craves attention from a man so bad that I'm like not okay. And I know some of you relate to me with that. And it may be fine now in my 30s, but like, what happens when I hit 60 and I still have no one? And I'm not the only one that feels this way, because I've got a lot of videos to cover today that is specifically talking about gay male loneliness. And I'm also going to be featuring some comments that you guys left me about this subject. So if you'd like to be featured in a future video, leave a comment below. Otherwise, let's get started. 5 things gay men do that keep them feeling single and lonely. Number 1. Re-downloading Grindr every time they feel sad, bored, or insecure instead of addressing the root cause. I cannot tell you how many times I have deleted and re-downloaded Grindr. I'll delete it after I've had a lot of fun and a lot of like connection. I'm like, I'm good. And then a few weeks later, I'm like, oh, I'm lonely, I'm horny, let me get you back here. I wish you could see like how many times you've downloaded an app, because it would be a lot. But number 2.
Again, I'm going to be pausing because I got to transform it in nature. Now, no shade. There was a period in time where I was on Jack, girl. Grindr was okay, but girl, I want to be where the niggas at, girl. No shade. So I went on to Jack. And at first, yes, it's exciting. It's exciting because you're putting yourself up there. Nobody knows who you are. And especially if you're new. Because when I created my Jack profile, especially during Miss 19, girl, when I was going through my ego death, and of course, when people go through shit, they transform it into working out. So, girl, my body was where it was at the time. You know what I'm saying? And when I went on to Jacked and uploaded pictures and stuff like that, I was just hit with so many different individuals. Even when I went to the club at the time, like, even though I'm 5'2", I'm short. I'm a leprechaun. I accept that. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, they used to fuck me up. But now, I don't give a damn, bitch. I have ladders. I like to climb things, bitch. I have good upper body strength. All right? And I'm low-key like Jack from The Incredibles, bitch. I could be 4 different motherfuckers in one time. So it ain't stopping nothing. But there will be so many eyes on me when I did go. But then, because of the self-work that I've been doing, especially since 2018, shout out to CTV helping me work through my stuff, it was like, and even before then, but it was like, I can see through the bullshit. I'm gonna get more into my own personal anecdotal experiences and try to relate to y'all and to the commentary, because that's gonna be the only way that we're gonna get to the real ish. But when I downloaded those things, yes, it was an adrenaline rush. It was a dopamine hit. Oh my God. Every time I look at my phone, there's a new message. Who could this be? Who could this be? And in my head, I'm thinking, could this be my future partner? Could this be my future husband? Could this be my future lover? Could this be a positive, motivating force within my life? But as I continued down that road and I talked to people who went down that road, there aren't many success stories about relationships developing, well, starting off and then growing and developing off of Jacked and these sites. And for those who have, I would love to be able to sit down and have a conversation with you guys. No shade. To figure out, how did you guys get to this point? How did you guys grow from that? But unfortunately, a lot of times, it's the opposite. It's just a one night only situation. It's just, again, oh, because I'm bored or because I am horny. Now I want to be able to reach out to somebody. Imagine you just being reduced down to just a few seconds of instant gratification. Your whole entire existence, as far as them investing in you, as far as them trying to connect with you, as far as them trying to show you off, that the biggest, the most paramount thing that you can bring in this situation is a few intense moments of pleasure. Which is why I encourage people, do not get on those apps. Now, yes, there are some people who may have met on the app and did some ish and realized we ain't gonna make it, but you cool though. Okay, then we friends, no shade. There are people that I have met and low-key still somewhat are in contact with from those apps that it didn't work out, but I mean, we cool. Sometimes it's just gonna be a friendship thing. And again, I'm not trying to demonize or denigrate people who are sex positive and sex conscious, because even with me, I'm working through some things in my mind regarding intimacy. Because at the end of the day, if you do it from a whole place, from a wholesome place, from a loving place, and your partner or partners, however you get down, feel the exact same way, then you can have beautiful, fruitful, and life-giving experiences mentally, emotionally, not just physically. Baby, this shit is so deep, and it's like, I low-key am going to take my time on this one, and shout out to those of you who rock through the entire thing. Shout out to those of you that's like, girl, I gotta watch this in parts. Shout out to y'all that's going over y'all heads and y'all bored and y'all was just thirst trapped by the goddamn thumbnail. Shout out to everybody. But I really want to have these deeper conversations for real, because I feel like we can change the trajectory of all this. Because if the people who are quote unquote not attractive and the very attractive are having the same problems, then we need to sit down and figure out what the hell those problems are. We also have to deal with the whole concept of rejection, because sometimes it's not going to work out. The individuals that we want are not going to want us. Just like there are people that want us that we may necessarily not want. For everybody to realize that, hey, yes, it's going to hurt to be rejected, because you start thinking about all the other shit you went through in your damn life that makes you feel like a failure. Oh my God, why will it never be me? I understand how that feels. I was once in that place. And there are times mentally where I think about things that energetically put me in that moment, in that same space. Because we do live in a culture where across the board, people are low-key just afraid to trust other people. So they rather have holes in the background. So in case I get my heart broken, I can be like, well, I ain't gonna be the only motherfucking crying. You could be crying too, because this is my nigga here. People scared, they don't want to commit. Or they find loopholes to prevent themselves from committing, but yet want people to commit to them though. I want it for me, but not for thee. It's crazy. We got IG in the building. What's going on? He said, what's good, Bubs? I'm about to get in the shower and wash these locks listening. I met my partner of 16 years and counting in person at a party in person. We are older, black, gay men, 40 and 60. See? And we need to start having conversations with individuals who are successful in their relationships. Because at the end of the day, a relationship is more than just how the fuck you look. Because your looks are going to change. Certain type of situations and issues are going to hit our lives that are going to throw us off kilter of what we think our shit is going to be. But that's when you know if the love is real or not. Everybody can be good and cool when things are, the sun is shining, bitch, the body looking good, bitch, the sex good, the money coming in, all this stuff. And I'm not saying that you can't experience that. If you got it, flaunt it, boy, I know you. If you got it, enjoy it, but enjoy it responsibly and enjoy it in the moment, and make sure you're doing that with somebody who also understands that. So as y'all become older, if the looks fade, baby, that's okay. I love you for more than your looks, because beauty is skin deep. And even in my experiences with with dating, especially in my 20s. Every time I met somebody, I said, you know what, universe, God, source, consciousness, whatever you want to call it, please help me to learn how to like this person, possibly love this person, past how they look. Give me the awareness before, during, and after the nut, please. And as we continue with these videos, because we're going to be here for a minute, I'm going to share, again, some of my experiences with dating. And no shade, I was known as the rebound guy because I was dating niggas who was getting out of relationships. I was dating niggas who was still not over their motherfucking ex. See, call me back. I'm not calling you back no more, Mitch, because you was playing in my face. You wanted that nigga, go get him. And no shade, them same people do come back, no shade. Because at the end of the day, like my father said, shout out to my dad, if it's one thing a person is going to always remember about you, they're going to remember how you made them feel. And I know how to make niggas feel good. And I ain't talking about just physically, baby. That's why I keep my inner circle small, girl. Because if I didn't, baby, I would lose my damn mind trying to connect with a whole bunch of individuals, girl, because of how dope I am. You also got to protect it. It's so much. We're going to get into it. Everybody got to stop using sexual compatibility as the foundation of a relationship. No shade. If it's going to play a part in the foundation, it could be a little bit of, you know, some complimentary-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like the sexual compatibility is like, okay, girl, what type of motherfucking, we got the house and shit like that, girl, but what type of drawers do you want in the kitchen? Like the sex can be used as some of the interior design. Don't some of y'all want to live in a nice house and make sure it's your own space of what you like and shit to where you can feel like it's your humble abode, baby? Don't you want the sex to be like that too? But I get what you're saying. Like, people make the sexual part like the main ingredient in a relationship. I have literally had people tell me, and shout out to these people, that there were literally dudes that would tell them, oh, well, before we can get into a relationship, I gotta see how you are in the bedroom first. Then I will know after that. And then there were people like me, and no shade, the person that had these experiences, girl, we always in the same boat, girl, who was desperate, girl, would sit up here and do it. And in your whole mind, the song you playing is, bitch, if I put it down right, like the way I want it, in your car, right, maybe we could, I'm gonna put it down. You saying it in your head while you doing what you do, and then you're upset and crying because once it's done, you ain't get what you want, because after the fact, they say, oh yeah, well, we can't be together. But the next time I let this little mind, not this little light of mine, but this little head of mine, go ahead and shine brighter than like a diamond instead of this right here, I will contact you and I will hit you up again. Not realizing that everybody is different. And when it comes down to intimacy, it is an art. And baby, even though my ass has been abstaining from intimacy from a very long time by choice, even though the universe has tempted a nigga in so many, see, I'm gripping this bottle, girl, tempted me in so many ways. Okay. So many ways where sometimes in my head, I'd be like, you dumbass nigga, you should have just took it. It was right there, girl. You saw these motherfuckers on the screen and not in your house. Ready for you to enter their house. Okay, girl, let me continue, girl, because we're going to be here. Y'all, BubzZz guys, we're going to be here for a minute. We in part 1. Girl, we've been here for almost 30 minutes. We got J Inclusive in the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to J Inclusive. J Inclusive is doing the damn thing. I don't know. Jay, are you artificial intelligence yourself? Are you a robot too? Are you a human? Because the way you be cranking out these videos all the damn time. I be over here fucking shoulders be hurting working on them damn video essays and shit. Meanwhile, here come Jay Inclusive with 12 videos in the meantime. Shout out to Jay. Make sure y'all subscribe to Jay. Jay keeps us updated with what's going on in the community. And I appreciate the head on their shoulders because, again, we do it for the culture and not the views. The views gonna come, but the culture is more important. Okay? Love that for you. Oh, okay, yes. And we got the queen in the building. We got Kiki. Kiki, I'm gonna have to reach out to you soon because I've been wondering about you. We're gonna have to plan a day for us to talk because I'm in a life where I gotta plan shit now. Unless I have like a moment like this where I can do some shit because shit is it's getting busy for me, no shade. But I'm glad to have you in the building. And I'm gonna contact you because I'm working on something. I would love to have your help on it. But they say, hey B, how are you? Love the outfit. Times are different and things are not like how they were back in the day. Dating is very different now. Yes, it is. Let's continue.
2, rejecting perfectly kind, genuine men because they don't fit a hyper-filtered aesthetic. 6 foot plus, abs, mask, etc. Also been there. I've said it a million times in my videos, so some of you are probably sick of me saying it, but I am obsessed with super masculine, straight passing men. That's just what I like. I can't help it. And so there have been times where I've felt somewhat of a connection with someone that doesn't necessarily fit my type in the beginning. But then as time goes on and I see other guys that I might be attracted to, I start to not really be into them anymore. And I know that's super toxic and annoying, but like, I can't help it. So rip to the nice guys that I've let go. Seriously though, I'm not even kidding. Like there are so many good guys that I've just thrown to the wayside and it sucks. All you can do is grow at this point and make changes, and that's what I'm trying to do. But it's hard when you have like a preference that you're really into. It's hard to look past that, and that's just something that I have to deal with on my own. Number 3.
No shade. That was a very interesting part too. Okay, as far as that list is concerned. No shade. Even in my experiences, there were people, again, at that time I was ignorant societally, that I probably would have not dated or talked to. But then there were moments where I said, well, it's better to know than to not know. Do you get what I'm saying? So there have been people that I've talked to that were not my type, but somehow broadened my horizon. For example, after my first love, which was like my most successful relationship out of all the relationships that I've had in my life, and that was like 2.5 years. Everything else has been months. Never lasted a year. Okay. But after him, I was low-key chasing people that kind of looked like him. Because when I first came out, no shade, I was in that very toxic thing. Oh, I only want light-skinned niggas or light-skinned Latino-ass, poppy-ass nigga girl. Then I met this individual who was darker, who was more dark complected, okay, chocolate, okay? I'm gonna call them C for chocolate, okay? And when I first met them, it was kind of like, girl, I don't know. And then later on, they also revealed to me, which I do appreciate them for doing this, that they were positive. Now, if you've watched my wonderfully made mini docu-series about my childhood and stuff like that, because I was dealing with my sexuality at a very young age, and I was also a part of organized religion, I low-key thought I had AIDS because I was gay. So that was a fear that I had, and I low-key buried and put it like in the deep dark recesses of my mind, and I moved forward as I became an adult. But when I finally came into contact with somebody who was positive, who was not light-skinned, there was a part of me that was like, bitch, run, girl. You had that shit as a child, bitch. It's gonna manifest in real life, girl. And you gonna get this shit. And every time your ass listen to motherfucking Lean On Me by Kurt Franklin, bitch, and Mary J. Blige start talking about that child, bitch, you gonna know it's you, bitch, because the Lord was telling you about this shit because your ass was gay. And this is what it was, all this shit going on in my head because of organized religion. All of that in my head. But then I said to myself, this is where the level and the empathy kicked in. If I was in that position where I was living with HIV, and again, there is a stigma on how people contract HIV, and we've done it on one of the previous lives where we talked about the contributing factors of it. And one of those things is the fact that people are not educated. They are ignorant. about STIs and STDs. So instead of saying no, I said, you know what? Let me do my own research. How can you date someone? Again, shout out to Google. How can you date someone who is positive? And I started researching. There were literally partners in relationships for 10 plus years. One is positive, one is negative, and throughout that entire time, it has stayed the same. Now, I'm not saying we're going to completely ignore the situation, but we're going to also work with the situation, which means there are certain precautions and things that are going to be put into place. Just like if there was another illness, or if you would have to have lost a limb, or if something would have happened that needed some sort of assistance or some sort of alternative, because the love is there, I'm willing to work that out with you. And I ended up talking to this person. We low-key dated. And a part of it was fun until I found out that the nigga was cheating. Girl, and you approached me. But no shade, that opened up my mind to where it's like, okay, well, I can possibly date somebody who is HIV positive, or date somebody who is dark skinned. And now I'm at a place to where it's like, because of how I've grown over the years and the people that I've talked to, and just having ego deaths, like mini ones, and then having that real big one, it's kind of like, if who you are at the core is an amazing and awesome person, I'm willing to compromise and work with other things, because that should be the most important thing. Because if I'm just going to base whether our relationship is going to grow based off of how you look, how physically attractive you are, then what happens when there's somebody else who's more physically attractive than you? What happens when you start putting on weight? Or what happens when your shit starts to sag? Or what happens when your shit don't start to poke as much? Or what happens when your shit can't stay up as long as it used to? Or what happens when your hairline start receding, girl? Or you start getting bags? Or what start happening when you start losing money? Or what happens when you lose your job and you lose your car and all your shit repossessed? Or what happens when you get sick? Or what happens when the negative things come about? And now there is, again, we have options. There's always something better out there. And motherfuckers think that way until it's their turn. But I had to learn that. I had to learn that. But at the same time, if we're going to talk about physical attraction and dating outside the realm of that as well, I feel like both parties need to do that. Because if somebody is saying, oh, I want you to use your heart and not your eyes, baby, when it comes down to me looking at you, did you use your heart and not your eyes to look at me, or did you use your heart and your eyes to look at me? It's the fact that you find me physically attractive, but you don't think I also have the right to be able to find my partner attractive as well? So there's a lot of caveats here that we can kind of deal with when we talk about physical attraction. No shade. Let's continue.
Constantly chasing validation through likes, hookups, or being wanted, but never actually feeling seen. Number 4, sleeping with close friends and then wondering why the friendship feels tense or disconnected after. I've never felt this because I have slept with people and then we decided like, oh, we're better as friends, let's be besties or whatever. And there was never any weirdness after, but that's on me. Like, I don't make things weird. Like, sex doesn't make things weird for me. Like, I don't know. Some people get weird after they've had sex, but I'm like, it's literally just sex. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. Number 5.
I gotta disagree with that. No shade, put this fan on. And again, I gotta pause it to transform it in nature. For me, there was having conversations, especially like with CTV. He had said something that was very, very interesting. He was like, because he knows gay men are friends with gay men, and he see that there are all these gay men who have these big friend group circles, then maybe if it ain't working outside of the friendship group, then why not possibly date one of your friends, especially if there is a mutual attraction between both of y'all. You already know this person. This person has already created a space and an area of safety. The only thing that would be different is that now y'all are exploring each other romantically and intimately. And I ain't gonna hold you. There's only been one person that I can literally say that was like a friend to me where we did mess around. But we've known each other for years. And this is back when we was both living in Detroit before they moved. But we were cool with each other. We talked about it. We went through with it, and it was nothing weird. Now, when it comes down to being intimate, no shade. The reason why I make a choice to not be intimate with other people is because I don't play when it comes down to that SEX, that sacred energy exchange. That's just me. Now, I possibly could be missing out on some dope ass intimate experiences. But again, I think about the shit before the shit even happens, afterwards. So it's kind of like I want it, if I'm going to do it, I want it to be done with intention and purpose. If I'm going to be doing it, it's going to be all type of affirmations going on. It's going to be all type of let your guard down. It's going to be all type of, yep, there you go, let it go. It's like talking to motherfuckers. It's going to have to be something on that level. But it has to be in a way to where I feel safe and feel secure. And no shade, I don't feel safe and secure being intimate with people out of something that is not serious. Now, maybe that's part of my ego saying that it wants to have some level of control, but at the same time, I'm very aware about what it is that I am looking for. And if I'm going to do it in that way, I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to be a little bit anxious. I'm going to have a little bit of apprehension because I want to make sure that this is going to also benefit what it is that I want to, because I'm investing into it. And I already told y'all, for some of y'all OGs, baby, there's a story where, again, it was a fine-ass nigga girl. One of my types. Never thought I would see in real life. Never thought I would see in real life. Just thought I would only see this motherfucker on the phone, girl. Or on the television screen, girl. That's the only thing. And then this motherfucker was in my house. Baby was ready to Shang Tsung me. Ready to do a soul, fuck a Quan Chi, a Shinnok, a Shao Kahn, a Kotal Khan. But it was Shang Tsung all the way down to the socks. This nigga was, girl. This nigga was drunk and he was like a hot and ready pizza, baby. Ready for the taking. And I be telling y'all, because I have good self-control. I didn't say perfect, but I have good self-control, baby. There'll be times to this day, girl, where I think about it and I'd be like, girl, now if this motherfucker give me another chance, bitch, I don't want you talking about no shit, girl. You be saying you want intimate experiences, and here come this motherfucker giving it up to you on a platter, and you telling me that you don't want this? And that wasn't the first time, nigga. That was, if me and this person connect again, girl, that would be this would be the fourth time. Bruh, man, on the 5th floor, girl, the 4th time. That would have been an intimate encounter. And also, no shade, I'm just gonna be honest. Probably another reason why I ain't do it is because, like, girl, if we do it, and that shit be good, because if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna make sure I do it good. Because again, I also understand nonverbal communication ain't not what you say, baby. It's what your body say. Ikanobo Shande, girl. And that shit be good in the motherfucker, girl. To where we got a few rounds, bitch. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about not being the only one that you gonna be doing that to. Because it's gonna give me flashbacks of my ego death, bitch. Where I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night in cold sweats, girl, because you riding the fuck out of a nigga, girl, so good, bitch, that because we symbiotically connected energetically, girl, I'm seizing up in my bed. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But see, again, that's me. Again, my ego probably trying to control the situation. And again, I'm in a place in a space now where I'm actually looking at myself. I don't really try to blame other people. I really be trying to look at myself and be like, okay, what am I learning from this situation? What is the situation teaching me? It's easier said than done, baby, because no shade, baby. I've dealt with my ego because there's still some things in my ass that I low-key am thinking about that I'm afraid to reveal out of consequence of what that would look like. Things that I never thought, possibly feelings that I never thought I would have felt, girl, hit. There's a lot that be happening when you grow and evolve and do internalize the work. And I think gay men at large, we need to start doing more of that. Sex can wait. Sex is oversaturated anyway, baby. You can go on. I ain't got to worry about smashing this motherfucker, girl. I can go on motherfucking Gay Mail 2, girl, and find his doppelganger just like that. Because AI work like that, girl. They'll find him. Find me the alternate Temu version of this nigga, girl. I have a vivid imagination. Okay, let me shut up. We got Harold in the building. What's going on, pimpin'? What's going on, broham? Let's go.
Using solo travel, gym goals, or protecting their peace as a disguise for avoiding intimacy. Do you agree with this?
You can be in a gay bar, in a gay neighborhood, surrounded by gay men, and still be the loneliest person in the room. I'm Dr. Thomas Whitfield, a clinical psychologist based in New York City. Every piece of content about gay loneliness talks about community and connection like they're the same thing. I'm going to tell you that they are not. Loneliness is not the absence of people. It is the absence of felt belonging. And there's this specific phenomenon in gay social spaces where the conditions for connection exist, but they fail in practice. You're in a room where everyone is, in some sense, like you, and you still feel unseen. Sharing a single aspect of your identity doesn't mean being known as a person. And gay culture in urban social spaces has developed a set of beauty and behavioral expectations that keep us in proximity to each other without requiring vulnerability. The performance of being desirable is not the same as allowing yourself to truly be seen. And I know that the idea is scary. The potential of rejection for being yourself, I get it.
Yes.
We're a community that preaches acceptance and then shuns people who don't meet the unrealistic beauty and behavioral demands. I have been part of the problem. I have also been the person who was too afraid to be myself. The question isn't where you're going, although metropolitan areas do tend to be safer for gay men, but it's what you're willing to let people see when you get there. And you might get rejected by some people, but them. There's plenty more, always.
So normally the like therapist gays on TikTok are slightly annoying, and like a lot of you say that they're just reading an AI script, which, you know, I don't know about that, but
and for them hoes, let me pause real quick for them bitches, girl. Oh my God, y'all just talking y'all shit. Oh my God, y'all so fucking annoying, bitch. Y'all better be glad that y'all getting this shit and getting this shit for motherfucking free. Cause the way that this orange piggy in motherfucking office finna fuck all this shit up to where you hoes ain't gonna have no opportunity to be able to talk to somebody else unless you paying out of pocket for it, you might want to shut the hell up. And girl, don't get mad at AI cause AI clocks. AI is not a human. It ain't got to worry about all this mental and emotional gymnastics, bitch. It's like death. It cuts right through the bullshit. So whether they're reading an AI script or not, the question is, did it clock?
I did like this guy throwing in an F-bomb in there because that just makes it a little more relatable. But I agree. It's weird how you can go to a gay space, like a gay bar. It's always just like, let's talk about gay bars. Like for a community that's so accepting, I've never felt comfortable going to a gay bar. Like I literally feel like I'm walking into high school again and being judged and bullied. It's like Mean Girls times 1,000. Like as soon as you walk in, all eyes are on you, judging you and all of this stuff. And maybe they just think I'm hot, so I don't know, but I just never feel comfortable there. I always feel like they're just like judging me to filth. And so it's like no wonder that we're lonely, because like why would I want to go up to someone that's just giving me like a death stare? You know what I mean? And then there's the fact that a lot of younger people aren't good at socializing. And so they're not going to talk to you. And I'm shy. I'm actually really shy in person. So I'm not going to talk to you either.
I'm introverted, so.
And so we're just going to.
I ain't going to say shy, bitch. I'm observant. Girl, I gotta see if you qualified for my motherfucking energy to be expended, because I hate small talk. I hate small talk with a damn passion. Oh, I hate it.
End up standing there in the gay bar looking at each other, maybe wanting to like talk to each other, but then just kind of giving each other a resting bitch face. And then we both are like, oh my God, they're judging me, so I'm not even gonna try. And so then it creates this loneliness because we're afraid to be ourselves and be open when we're supposedly the most open and ourselves community there is.
Now, before we go forward, let's clock. Because I can hear Amir Odom in them now. Girl, BubzZz, see, that's what we're talking about. You use the whole video where it talks about how we feel. See, we're not the only ones. He's a regular gay. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, for the pride community to be so quote-unquote open and inclusive and diverse and all this other type of stuff, the reality is completely different. Let's support that. Let's believe that. Let's go with that narrative. Maybe the reason why it feels like Mean Girls Club is because just because your ass, you know, is open now, it does not mean that you are healed. And on top of that, they usually in America, when you become an adult, as long as you ain't harming yourself or nobody else, you can pretty much do what the fuck you want to do. We hear parents tell children all the time, bitch, when you turn 18, not in this house, not in this house. Once you start paying your own bills, once you start buying your own groceries, once you start clothing yourself, once you start making sure the lights is on and off in this bitch, when you start having that level of responsibility that I do as an adult, until then, you can't do what you want to do. So when they get older, of course, they're going to quote unquote walk in their truth. That explains why, again, with Amir Odom, since you'll probably say, oh, get BubzZz video, haha, it's in my favor. It explains why Amir ass shot out of the closet like a fucking fart, girl. Just sprinkling dust everywhere for everybody to see, Miss Mamas. Everywhere. Even with me, when I came out the closet, I went to pride events. I ended up cutting my hair in a mohawk, bitch. I low-key was looking like a damn stud at the time because I was heavier. I was almost like 100, almost close to 200 pounds, girl. I remember one time I was walking in the line at Pride, bitch. I had these contact lenses in, this motherfucking mohawk, bitch. And I'm walking past, and here come these group of lesbians. They was like, damn, she fine. I'm like, bitch, who is the she? No shade, and I'm a leprechaun, so I'm kind of thick down here. I'm a little nervous, girl. I'm trying to embrace it, girl. I went to the gay bar. There was a time where I did all of that, but again, it's kind of what a lot of gays go through. Is kind of like religious children, or like children who were put on a tight ass fucking leash as a child. Couldn't do shit, couldn't talk about shit, couldn't talk to other people, couldn't connect, couldn't really socialize, did not really be educated. Really was not educated, nor given a certain level of empathy to prepare them for the world that they're going to be pushed into, whether they want to or not. When they turn a certain age, they are pushed into the world. So it's a bunch of grown-ass children walking around. And when you talk about queer people, if queer people never had the chance to have first loves openly and mom and dad know about this person, if queer people didn't have boyfriends and girlfriends at young ages, when young ass toddlers and children and shit during Valentine's Day end up giving a Valentine's to all of these different people in their peer group, girl, and if it's a boy that like a boy, then it's a problem, it's the issue, we gotta call the parents. Or if it's a girl with a girl, it's the issue, we gotta call the parents. But when the boy is giving it to the girl, it's not a problem, it's not an issue. If they were able to have that sort of awareness, if they had the opportunity to have a boyfriend and a girlfriend, to be able to go out on dates and be safe, to be able to hold their lover or their potential partner's hand just like everybody else in this bitch can. Go to the motherfucking ice rink and fucking skate. Go to the roller rink and skate. Go to the restaurant and flirt and sit on their lap and shit and kiss and hold hands. or go buy the mother or get some flowers and I want to give it to you just because it's Wednesday. If queer people had the ability to do that without fear and retribution, not just from society, but from those close to them. If they did not have all these things that they could have experienced like everybody else, yes, when they become 18, they're like a rabid dog. They like Kim Burrell girl, fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, bitch, ate 4 X-Laxes and smoked 12 blunts, bitch. This hoe is ready to eat deep fried curtains. Is ready to go in. But then what happens is we sit up here and talk about the manifestations. Oh, look at them. Oh, they're in heavy drug use. Oh, they're having promiscuous, just reckless sex. Oh, they're doing this. Oh, they're doing that. But ain't nobody trying to get to know them to understand how the fuck we got here. But because they're a fucking adult, they're being told to figure it the fuck out. And if the queer community is suffering in this way in reference to not being able to connect with each other, what the fuck do you think the next generation is going to experience since they're being indoctrinated to connect with each other with this shit solely, while we still have the last remnants of human connection? And when I say that, I'm even also talking about myself. Because I'm also an introverted person. I'm also a person that don't like being in big ass crowds around a whole bunch of people. I like more intimate settings. But because at that time I was not working out certain things in my life, where now in the background is pushing me out there, and I'm grateful for it, to where now the connections that I'm looking for, the manifestations that I want in my own life, which also includes romance, it's out there, and I gotta put in the work to motherfucking manifest it. But at the same time, I have to prepare myself for it, because just like it was mentioned earlier, my old dude on the screen, he had broke so many good men's heart who were ready for relationships, who were serious, who were committed, who did want something real, who did want something genuine. And they ended up getting hurt. And then you have the narrative of good guys always finish last. So eventually those good guys end up turning into bad ones who perpetuate that pain again and again and again. And then it manifests things like this. And make sure I hit that like button, and shout out to y'all rocking with me.
So my biggest fear as a gay man is being old and lonely.
Same.
And that is actually really genuine. Although the gay community can be a lot of fun, it can be really transient as well.
Very.
And I'm not just talking about relationships. I'm just, some people can be in your life 1 minute and out of it the next for a variety of reasons. And when it comes to gay relationships, between being open, cheating, and just getting bored, I think the success rate is probably pretty low. Don't cheat, guys. It's fucking bad. Being old and lonely is genuinely one of the things that I do sometimes worry about. So I'm going to create a gay commune for old single gay men. Does anyone want to join me? Come on down.
Yeah, and I believe that because gay men are notoriously cheaters, just maybe not gay men, men in general are just notorious cheaters. I think that it's a little more in the gay community. That creates a lot of loneliness. And so I think I should make a video about the cheating topic. What do you think?
I'm lonely.
Same.
I am. And I think probably a lot of people feel lonely. I think I just maybe the wacko who confesses that online. I spend a lot of time by myself.
Me too.
I don't know if it's by choice. Maybe.
Sometimes.
I've always been sort of a lone wolf. I like to call it that because then I feel like I'm empowered.
Me too.
But it doesn't feel very powerful.
Aw. Is he like tearing up?
I don't know if it's that I don't know how to make friends. I'm 49. I don't know how to make friends. How do you make friends at 49?
Gosh, we sound so similar.
So I throw myself into work and I spend a lot of time focused on my dog.
Aw.
Except now my dog passed away and my best friend who lives in my building, who I moved to this city to be in this building, is moving away.
Aw.
Like, what the fuck am I doing in this city? I don't even know why I'm sharing this.
Because you're strong.
I don't know, maybe somebody else does not feel so much like they're on their own if they're feeling this. I don't know if you're feeling this, you're not alone.
A lot of us are.
Alone right now. But you're not alone. And please don't flood the comments with like, go to a bar, join a meetup group. Like, I have a hard time doing that stuff.
Me too.
It's me. But I do. I guess I'm just putting this out there to say, like, if you feel this way, you're not completely by yourself. Then it sucks. This feeling sucks.
I'm 68, and now I tell people that I'm gay but non-practicing. What does that mean? I also live alone but am not lonely. I live alone by choice. I've just had many years of shitty relationships that I finally said, you know what? Stop. I still keep up with the gay community, mean girls as it can be. The ability to control my traffic in and out of the house has become very important to me as the years go on.
Sometimes the hardest part about being gay is the...
Before he goes forward, I really honestly do feel like for the people who feel differently, and there's a lot of people across the board who feel different. First of all, before there can be any sort of change, you have to start with a change within first. I know that's going to irritate people, that's going to piss people off, but that's just the reality of it. And then you have to connect with other people who have done the same thing. For example, I never thought that I would find low-key some of my tribe people online who I have. It's not impossible. The universe works in very mysterious ways. But it also gives us a chance and an opportunity to work out our own insecurities as well. Because even with me, because of me being bullied growing up, whenever I go out, my head is on a swivel. I'm always looking around. And I'm low-key afraid for the person that try me. Because, baby, I'm going to make all the news. Now, both of our news going to be bad news. It's just that there's a possibility I can get out with my news. With yours, unless you come back as a reincarnation, as a baby. But I still deal with that hypervigilance. Always looking around, always making sure something. So when I go out to places, I'm always looking around. And even when he was talking about the resting nigga face, well, I call it that. I have a resting nigga face, especially when I be smoking my herb. Yes, I be real chill because I'm just observing and watching people. And I've literally had people be like, I mean, he cute, but he like he mean. Little man like he mean. Oh my God, he seems like you angry. You want to go home? And it'd be like, I'm going to start wearing a shirt that says, I'm not angry, I'm just high. Because now I'm about to get angry because you about to blow it because you think I'm upset and I'm mad. If you want to talk to me, if you want to connect with me, if you low-key want to get the motherfucking cheat code to be able to have a pretty good conversation or opening with BubzZz God, all you have to say is, do you smoke? That's all you got to say. And I'm going to say, yeah. You going to pull out your stuff? I'm going to pull out my stuff. This live is brought to you in my mind, girl, by Breeze Canna Girl Bangers. This is Super Lemon Haze, baby. Super Lemon Haze, baby. Pull this shit out. Okay, let's go ahead and talk. We smoke and we gonna talk. And every time I met somebody who smoked, we always have dope ass conversations. Every time. So I low-key got a cheat code. But I also understand that not everybody's going to smoke. And there are people who are going to be connected to me and my destiny who are not going to partake in other things like that. But girl, at least we started somewhere. Okay, we taking a step in the right direction, bitch. Damn. Can we walk before we run? Okay, what's going on?
The fact that it can be a very lonely and isolating experience.
Very.
More than the average human experience.
Yeah.
You know, from a young age, you kind of think that you'll always have so many friends and it'll just be so welcoming. And it's just not always like that. It can feel very transactional at times. It just feel very challenging to find your people, and especially even more challenging to find a romantic partner.
Ugh.
It somewhat always feels a bit lonely because your family never quite understands you. Like, they just lead such a different life at times. They're on a different timeline. Kind of makes you feel like you're on the outside looking in to your family a lot. Or that they just can't fully, like, relate to you.
Yes.
Honestly, that's probably one of the hardest things to work through. But that's why it's just so important for you to get out there and find the people that you really do connect with. Don't make it all transactional.
Yes.
Don't make it all about romantic relationships or hookups or something. Get out there so that you can find the people that you connect really well with as friends. You just really have to put yourself out there in person, not just over social media.
Yes.
You have to get out there, and eventually it'll just kind of click with the right people.
Agreed.
At this point, I've kind of found a lot more of those close friends, and honestly, they've saved me and helped me so many times.
You know, I went into this video making it about, or thinking that it was going to be about, like, gay loneliness when dating, because that's what a lot of us kind of worry about. I would say more than friendship is, like, who are we going to end up with as we grow old? Like, our friends might not be there anymore, but we kind of want that one person. But then I forgot, gay men feel more lonely than most people. Not because of the relationships, not because of the friends, that's part of it. But there's a huge period of our lives where we feel extremely lonely because we haven't come out yet. We don't want our family to know or find out. And so we feel extremely isolated and lonely because we can't share this part of ourselves because we're afraid of what people are going to think. And so there are some people that don't come out until way later in life. Can you imagine how lonely that is? Like, I came out at 13 because I couldn't handle the loneliness. And a part of me just wanted to start making out with boys. I didn't want to feel that isolation anymore. I didn't want to feel like people didn't understand me. And even though they didn't understand me after coming out, it's like, I didn't feel as lonely because it's like, now it's all out on the table and I'm not really hiding anything anymore. And so now it's up to them whether they want to get to know me again as this new gay person. This is why I love making these videos, because I totally forgot about how lonely it felt as a kid and knowing that you're gay and can't really do anything about it.
Gay men are the loneliest.
And before we get more into that loneliness aspect, I kind of want to touch on what he mentioned as far as growing up. If you have been told for a big part of your developmental years, keyword developmental, a certain type of perspective about queer people, and to have those words reinforced, not just by organized religion, but also peers. Again, using my own experience, growing up in a religious household, father was a deacon, always in church, was known as one of the premier families in the church, was known as great servants to the church. My gifts and talents was pimped in the church. So imagine hearing all these things, giving all this energy to something, to feel something, only to be told that what you feel on the inside is bad and God sees it. And not only that, God must have saw it and said something to the young niggas, because when I go to school with my peers, I'm being called hag. And also dealing with the reality of what comes after that. And the gag is that even though they are no longer children and they are adults, they also the bullies that they dealt with are now adults. The people who taught them ignorance are now elders. And a lot of these hoes be using their motherfucking title as the biggest shield, even though it's dented and about to crack in this mug. Because the only way that they show up as an elder or as a parent is in title only. Everything else is bullshit. Hell, you got some people who can't even handle being parents and literally throw their children away. Y'all talk so much about deleting them. The way that some of these people are living their lives or have lived their life, some of them probably felt like they should have been deleted then because ain't nobody here to help them. So again, imagine as a queer person dealing with that, not being able to unpack that, because who can you talk to that's going to be trustworthy and not sell you short? So the only way that I think a lot of gay men, and not just gay men, just men in general, but we're going to keep it on the gays again, self-accountability, why the sex is so rampant and the drug use is so rampant and all these things are so rampant is because we have been feasting on the crumbs of what real love and real affection and connection is. And choosing to break away from the crumbs and do the self-work to be able to manifest the manna to feed your damn soul and feed other people with the shit. That's too scary to do. There are so many people right now that have literally changed their bodies for more people to find them attractive. And they think that as a flex, when in actuality, you are increasing the level of amount of heartbreak that you're going to deal with. And because there is no self-love or some sort of groundedness within, you're going to get hurt by these people who going to play whole stroll games in your face to where your nervous system is going to be conditioned to deal with these niggas. And then when you finally meet someone who is here to help restore your nervous system, you too afraid to trust them. And no shade. Like I said earlier, that has always been me. It's just I'm aware of my energy now. I didn't know how good I was until I started putting that love into me and was like, oh, wow. Because now I'm starting to see it manifest. When I was dating individuals, in my experience, I never ever made them deal with what the fuck somebody else did to me. If anything, I was asking the universe to help me have a clean mind, a clean heart for these people. I was the one that was getting my heart broken, lied to, used, and abused. Again, the nice guy. The one that's doing the right thing. Basically treating people the way that I want to be treated. But I guess when you've been treated like shit all your fucking life, when something good does come along, you can't recognize it. And at that moment, what I did is I internalized that and made it saying that I did something wrong. And the only thing that I did wrong is I was playing myself short from what it is that I really deserve. Give a fuck what somebody say in reference to what they believe about what a title or something. Oh, you need to be this way. You need to have this and you need to have that. Girl, do you have love? That's the most important thing. Because that's what's going to be there in the end is love. Which is why I can confidently say, girl, there is nobody in my dating history that can turn around and say they hate me or that I was a horrible experience. Because again, I treat people the way that I wanted to be treated, and I had that instilled in me at a young age. It's just that, again, now as an adult, educating myself, dealing with my own unhealed trauma, I'm starting to realize my worth, and I want gay men to realize your worth. But here's a big major red flag. If you are trying to build with somebody else and the only thing they want to do is just fuck you, that is a red flag. And I know that you want it. I know that you want it. Again, with gays not getting the affection at developmental ages and now they're grown, you're trying to get all of it. I understand that. But you are worthy of more than that. And if that means you got to be single for a hot ass minute, be single for a hot ass minute. Get to know you. If you can't enjoy your damn company by yourself, why are you wanting someone else to come in and enjoy you when you can't even deal with your own thoughts? You can't even deal with your own emotions, but you want someone else to do that. All right.
People on Earth, and we've built an entire culture designed to make sure nobody finds out.
Damn.
The parties, the apps, the group chats, the word family energy at every gay bar. All of it. Noise. Covering the same thing. Most gay men I know grew up learning to hide. And they got so good at it that now they can't stop. They just changed what they're hiding. It used to be that they were gay. Now it's that they're lonely. Damn.
It used to be that they're gay, and now they're lonely. Damn, that hit hard. As an almost 29-year-old gay guy, I can already see my options dwindling. Same, bro. I feel pressured to find a stable relationship quickly to avoid ending up lonely and left behind.
You're giving up making gay friends because gay guys just want random sex and to talk about materialistic, frivolous things. Am I right? I used to think that too, but now I see it a bit differently. Think of the gay world as like a big swimming pool. Where are the majority of people at? Well, of course, they're in the shallow end. It's safer, your feet are on the ground, and most importantly, this is where everyone is. Most of the people are, so you feel safety in numbers.
Yes.
But where you are, you're in the deep end. Fewer people, but that is a place where people who know what they're doing and know what they want and are looking for something different, that's where they hang out. They're up for the challenge of treading water while talking and getting to know each other. Focus on the quality of people that are in that space with you, not the quantity, and seek out experiences where you can continue to be a deep end swimmer.
I love that. I mean, it's true. I think a lot of us that maybe don't have a lot of friends or we're single, we're hoping that gay men fill that void, and it doesn't have to be gay men. Like, you can surround yourself with women, straight men, whoever, to not feel lonely. It's like you don't need the attention of another gay man to not feel lonely. Maybe, you know, in relationships, obviously, we're gay men and we want men. So, like, we're not going to start dating a woman to not feel lonely. But if you feel like you don't have friends, maybe stop looking for gay men. Maybe stop looking in the queer community. Find a friend that is outside of this community so you can have a different perspective, and it's not always about that. Because at the end of the day, it's honestly really hard to be friends with gay guys. They might want to hook up with you, and then it just turns into that, or the friendship ends because that happens, or you're just too picky and they're too picky. Like, I feel like gays are so picky on the kind of friends that they want. I can't tell you how many times I've tried to join like a gay friend group, and they just, I don't know, they don't accept me because I'm not just like them, and I'm a little more open-minded and outspoken about the world and just topics in general. And so they can't accept me. But then I find more solace with like straight men or women because, I don't know, it's weird that I feel like I can be more myself with people that aren't gay, because I feel like I'm just constantly judged by gays for who I am and what I believe. And so I try to surround myself with people that feel the same way as me, and it kind of ends up not being gay men.
And that's very interesting because, again, that kind of goes to like Amir Odom's and them's talking point about like, well, the gays are so judgmental, and oh my God, like even I feel more safety in with straight people. Like, I've literally know people right now who say the same thing. Oh, I can't deal with the gays. Like, girl, I'll go to a straight bar any day. Fuck the gays and all the time. Yeah, it's gonna be a judgment contest because, again, everybody's trying to get the most attention, the most affection, the most connection. And if you bring your ass in here, oh my God, another bitch. And don't let it be a new person that ain't nobody seen before. I'll give you an example. There's somebody by the name of A, that's what I'm gonna call them. When they used to go to the club, and no shade, before they manifested who they are today, back in their previous experience, baby, they was thick as hell. Hold on one second, bitch. Girl, I'm hearing all this damn shaking and shit. It's fireworks outside. I'm like, is somebody shooting outside? But anyway, they was thick as hell. I was like, oh Lord, I don't even know if I can handle that much ass, girl. I don't want to have my pelvis crushed. I know you say you want the thick one, but girl, I want to be able to breathe. Now, it may be a beautiful way to die, but I don't want to die right now, girl. Thick as hell. But every time they would go to the club, it would be other pretty bitches in the club that would be judging the fuck out of them because the niggas was looking at them because they just had to have the wagon. And the gag is that individual, and this is the funny part because it'd be like, even though I'm short, I'll be telling people, it's really about your energy. If you got good energy, baby, it will make your ass attractive. Baby, because the motherfucker that all these niggas wanted, girl, wanted me. And on top of that, I still ain't try to fuck. See, that's why I know the person that get me is going to be blessed in the city and they're going to be blessed in the field. Okay, because I know what loyalty is. I honor loyalty. And girl, no shade. When it come down to intimacy and sex, girl, I'm low-key like the equalizer, bitch. Don't y'all remember on the first one, girl, before he did what he went to go do, he had to go get permission first? Baby, you got to give me permission. And on top of that, I want you to make me work for it. If you just give it up to me easy, girl, it's going to be like, oh, well, how many other motherfuckers have had this experience? No, baby, especially if you got the ill nana, bombast, baby, fantastic. If you got all of that, if your throat is named, if the Hoover vacuum cleaner is named after your great grandmama because you inherited her throat, girl, if you could spin around and keep the still inside, and you know that you got good, ushy, gushy, pink, ushy, don't you think that should be the final prize, girl? I mean, damn, they don't give gifts out at carnivals and Chuck E. Cheese unless you bring in a certain level of damn tickets. And if you want the best damn item there, you want the highest item there, you want the most expensive item there, you better come in with some money and you better get ready to put in the work. You better come through with them 1,000 tickets, nigga. But again, even when they were attracting all the niggas wasn't shit. To even now in this experience, the niggas still ain't shit because they are so driven by being sexual. And that's why I said I want to connect with other people. And when he was speaking about talking to other people outside of the queer community, I have. Shout out to Boss Man. Boss Man like one of my bros now. It's funny how he was supposedly a weapon wielded by big titty niggas, but now the niggas' titties got confused and they got all garbled up and knotted up to where they had to unhinge titties to let go of the thing, to where now Boss Man was able to see BubzZz God for who he was, and now we cool. He like a bro. And on top of that, it's not my fault that I manifest heterosexual men who are secure in their walk. That shows that I'm doing the right thing. That shows that I'm being objective and I'm being accountable. So to your point, to their point, yes, talk to people outside of the queer community. It don't have to always be queer. Now, because on my YouTube channel, because this is what one of the pillars of my platform is that I built and I fucking chose, yes, I'm gonna talk about gay shit. Are you kidding me? But when it comes down to who I am as a person, I am much more than that, because again, my YouTube channel does not represent all of me. If anything, it is showing you a fraction or different facets of who BubzZz the God is, or what I choose for you to see. No shade. So yes, make sure that you do the best you can to get to know different ways of thinking. And maybe that's just me, because when I went through my ego deaths when I was younger about being bullied and dealing with the psychological trauma from the church and me wanting to take my own life and thought I had AIDS and shit like that, there was still always a part of me that was about community. Because even though I was getting bullied and my ass snuck and jawed and speared and all type of shit, which I think was passes of homoeroticism and some sort of gladiator type of way, which was some bitch shit. Do it now, nigga. See what happened. I tackle back. Girl, I'm going for them kneecaps. But even in the midst of all that, I still did like peer mediator workshops. I was still chaperones for younger grades where I was making sure that children were good and taking them to recess and being with them in the class until their teacher came back because they went to lunch. Like, I still served in the community, even though the community at large did not give a fuck about me. I've always been this way. I've always been like, had an activist, militant spirit within me. Because if I never would have had that, I probably would have not been here today. But because I am here today, and I happen to live in the information age just like everybody else, and I'm able to study to show thyself approved, and I ain't perfect. So if there's a part where I'm fucking up at, you are morally and obligated and responsible to educate me. Because remember, God is watching, so do your job, because I'm going to do mine. So again, because I'm able to think outside the box and realize that my way of thinking is not the only way of thinking, and that there are people outside of me who can complement the way that I think, enhance the way that I think, or help me change the trajectory that is more satisfactory for me and those around me. That's the point. I don't want to be in echo chambers. I want to be in places where people think differently, but they understand the common goal and realize that, yeah, we humans, so there's going to be some emotional shit in this shit, but are you willing to put in the work? And if motherfuckers willing to put in the work to get to the collective goal, what we doing? And how we going to do it? And above all, let's do it. So again, shout out to this video because I really appreciate the different perspectives.
I am 24. And like
cute
any other person in their 20s, I have hit a wall.
Oh.
What kind of life am I to live if I am to vacillate between two states, which is
vacillate.
Here, this space is not being occupied by a partner. Therefore, I feel discontentment, a lack of joy, sorrow, and this place is being occupied by a partner. Therefore, I feel joy, contentment, not so much sorrow. There has got to be more to a life than sitting and obsessing over this.
Yeah.
I fill my schedule full because you and I both know that when it comes time to sit and exist with my thoughts, it takes very little to bring me to a spiral.
Damn.
Because I don't know where to put these feelings and these thoughts. Wanting a relationship is perfectly okay. This bullshit, this, like, decenter this, be happy single. I've done that route, and I agree with it on many fronts, but it's also okay to want a relationship. Yeah. But what am I to do in the meantime that
date me?
The relationship does not exist? Because there certainly has to be contentment, joy, peace found in the present moment right now that exists outside of any material thing, outside of any connection. Certainly that has to exist. Because I can't spend the next month, year, 5 years, however long it takes. I cannot spend that time constantly feeling a lack of. There has to be more joy and contentment found. Like, that's not survivable. I am not going to spend however much longer until I find a partner, feeling such a lack of. There has to be more to life.
There is.
Than avoiding the spirals. I've hit a wall. I don't know what to do with these feelings anymore. I don't know.
Well, cutie, you're only 24. You have time. It's okay. I'm 40.
Now, before he just go through with that, because I like more in-depth stuff, I, again, during my 20s, was at a place and space like he was. After my first relationship where I bagged, I don't know why I'm saying that, probably still to this day, the most attractive nigga that I've ever talked to or been with, or whatever, had what was considered the longest relationship with this person. I was trying to chase that feeling. I would literally sit in my girl, this is so pitiful. I would literally sit in my bed and listen to Floetry and Jill Scott and these sad ass songs, just like how these new motherfuckers listen to these sad ass chicks and shit now. Don't tell me you love me, cut it out. Don't tell me you want me. I was doing the same thing, but the neo soul version, literally putting myself in depression because I did not have a relationship. And the reason why is because, again, when you're so used to being by yourself, and we are human beings, we're built for, we're a communal species. We're built to be around other people. So sometimes you want to be around someone, and no shade, a lot of us as gay people, we're touch deprived, all this type of stuff. And sometimes we just want to be able to hold or be held without it even having to end in sex. One thing about BubzZz the Guy Girl, I'm going to always have upper body. That's going to always be it. I've literally had niggas fall asleep on my chest. Girl. Safe. I wasn't trying to rub their booty and try to stick my fingers. I wasn't doing anything of that. Now I may rub on the booty a little bit because I do love booty rubs. I will rub your booty to sleep. Again, I have good control. But there was a sense of safety there. And sometimes people just want to be held and just to hold them and to just feel another person. But because, again, we've been sexualized, hypersexualized, it's like we're conditioned. Oh, that's how it starts. It starts off as a hug. Yeah, we might be hard in the motherfucker, both of us, but now I got to do something with this. No, you also can learn. That's also a form of intimacy as well. Knowing that you can, but you don't. That can also play into the realm of teasing each other. That enhances the... See, there are so many different ways that these shallow ass things that we're talking about and dealing with can be transmuted in a way that's healthy. In a way that's beneficial. But my suggestion for this person, and again, it's been overstated, even kind of been co-opted in a sense. But yes, working on yourself and loving yourself should be the utmost importance, because if you do not heal the shit inside of you, you unfortunately are going to make your partner deal with that. And unless your partner is willing to work with you through the stuff, you're going to continue to manifest relationships that aren't successful. That's going to continue to prolong this thinking this way in your mind of, oh my God, I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. Oh my God, I'm not content until I have a relationship. Oh my God, I'm just boring. Oh my God, my family has loved ones. My siblings are in relationships. My friends are in relationships. And here I am at 7 years old trying to get to know a nigga name and nigga favorite color and stuff. Okay. And we also live in a society that is not affirming of queer people as it claims or it projects itself to be. Because they're not even allowing the next generation to be better than our generation. They're not allowing them to have same-sex partners and mates and love interests in their developmental years, in their teen years openly. Without retribution, without discrimination, without hatred, without violence, without critical opinion. And then when we start talking about things deep like this, then that's when people all of a sudden have short attention spans, or girl, this is not what I thought it was, because I saw the nigga on the picture, so I thought the nigga on the picture was gonna be in the video. And no shade, there's a responsibility on our end, because a lot of these people be sitting here wondering why they're attractive. They got the ass, they got the abs, they got the chest, they got the face, they got all the things that society says, bitch, you should be a winner chicken dinner girl. And then they have the amazing sex, they have the attention, and they have the affection, but it's never long lasting, because yeah, your ass fat, but so is that motherfucker over there. And it's not just moving like water, it's moving like coconut water. And they say coconut water is more hydrating than H2O. So why again settle for you when there is something better over there that's enticing me? Go over there and you drink that coconut water, not even reading the motherfucking expiration date or the motherfucking side effects, and now your ass over here dehydrated as a bitch, wanting some water that you had before. Do you see? But that's why we have to love ourselves. To learn again, to try to find a way. When there's a will, there's a way. Do you have a will? Find a way to transform your mind, to look at these things as not something bad, but just information. I'm learning that right now. I'm experiencing that and dealing with that right now. As far as trying to get certain things right, and it's not quote unquote right like I thought it was going to be. But instead of demonizing myself and beating myself up and staying in that energy, I'm going to make a conscious choice, build or strengthen my discipline to say, even though this does not feel good, I can learn from this. There is a seed in here somewhere that is equivalent or greater than what it is that I think I'm losing here because of how I am interpreting this. And I'm sorry, the sex ain't gonna make it right. The drugs ain't gonna make it right. The attention and the affection is not gonna make it right. Because if they can't honor you for who you are on the inside, who you are when you're safe, who you are when you are being you, if they can't honor you for who you are in that regard, they will never, ever, never, ever do it. Never. There are dudes in the past that I wanted to be the one. I wanted to be the one. I was willing to invest, even though the red flags was there. Bitch, fuck it, I got green paint, bitch. And we're gonna do multiple coats until I don't care what red and green. Don't that make orange or something? Oh, that's yellow. I mean, that's yellow and red. I don't know what green and red make, but I'm gonna keep painting until it's green. No. And I'm grateful that it didn't work out, because there would have been more problems and more issues. Even though in my intentions with these people, it was more than just sex. No shade, that's gonna be a part of the equation, because I'm gonna want some of that, and I'm gonna be 35 next month, and I've been pretty cool in my 20s when it came down to that. So when I finally manifest my partner, I hope their body is ready, bitch. I'm going from 5'2" to 4'8", and gonna live my best life, girl. Gonna be walking around with a high chair, gonna be walking around with a damn step stool, bitch, and proudly stand on my step stool, girl, like I'm Peter Dinklage in this bitch. What's up? Y'all might like Game of Thrones, bitch, but I'm a memorable character. The hell? And because I'm short, I'm right here, baby. I'm right here. And in the words of that short ass DJ from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, I forgot the name of the radio station, but he said, baby, you might be taller than me standing up, but when we laying down, baby, we the same height, baby.
37, single, gay, ugly. Oh, that's sad. And lonely. I've done everything I know to meet someone. If I don't get into a relationship within the next 3 years, then I'm doomed to die alone. That's not true. You can find somebody. 50 is not that old, dude. You're gonna be okay. Don't manifest this negativity. Otherwise, that is probably what's gonna happen.
So many gay men build a life that looks great and secretly feels hollow. These are high-performing men who have mastered the external game with aesthetics and their career and their social status. But beneath all that, something is off.
Yeah.
And you hear it in their conversations, and you see it in their body language. You see it in the over-explaining and the constant darting eyes and the need to always prove that they're good. It's the silent pressure behind all that that signals their self-doubt and shame. And that's the trap that keeps so many gay men performing for love and safety rather than embodying it.
I think a lot of these videos are just bringing out the point that you just need to be yourself. You know, a lot of people use aesthetics and perfection to keep themselves busy in hopes that they're gonna find someone and not be lonely. But then those are the things that turn people away, because now you're put on this higher pedestal that a lot of people feel like they can't attain, or they feel like you're out of their league, and so they don't even try. But if you were more yourself, and it's okay to be aesthetic and want to look good and feel good and be healthy and all of those things, but I think a lot of people, a lot of gays, put such an emphasis on that it turns people away and makes people afraid to approach you and afraid to talk to you. And then you end up being lonely and you're like, why am I lonely? I'm hot as f***. How is this happening? Well, that's why. It's not because people think you're ugly or whatever. They probably think you are like f***ing Adonis. But most people are too intimidated to approach Adonis. And so that leaves you lonely and hot.
Sometimes being gay feels lonelier inside the community than outside of it. There's a lot of moments where I feel like the black sheep in the gay community. And it's not because I don't like being gay or I don't love the people, but because my values don't really align with what's celebrated the loudest. I have pretty traditional views on relationships, choosing one person and actually choosing them. And sometimes that feels very antiquated. I don't participate in drug culture. I value my peace. I protect my mental health. I spend a lot of time alone. I meditate, I eat well, I try my hardest to stay grounded. And yes, every once in a while I go out with my guys and have the time of my life. But that balance really matters to me. And that balance can often feel lonely in a community that prioritizes jawlines and six-pack abs and, you know, who's hot enough to be loved before actually asking who someone is. It's really hard not to feel invisible when heart and soul aren't the main currency. What's been really refreshing lately is connecting with people who think like me and are aligned like me. People who prefer character over clout. But then I open Instagram and suddenly it feels like I'm on the outside again.
Oh man.
Watching so many highlight reels that's basically telling me I'm doing gay life wrong.
Oh my God.
What's crazy is I know I'm not alone in this. I know there's so many who want real love. I know that there's so many who want sobriety or even just moderation, who want peace, who want something that actually lasts. If you've ever felt like the black sheep, you're not broken, you're not boring, and you're definitely not alone. Because if you ask me, sometimes the people that don't fit in are the ones that are actually building something real.
Black sheep here. I feel in life that 30 onwards, life just gets more lonely. Friend circles shrink. It feels like you become invisible. Trying to meet new people feels like trying to break down a wall with a teaspoon. People have changed. People put up boundaries so high, it's really hard to connect with. Damn.
Without a doubt, the gay community is facing a loneliness crisis, but we're missing so much of the context as to why that exists in the first place. How many of us didn't even start to love and accept ourselves until recently? How many of us had to hide our true selves for so long?
Yes.
When you really think about it, it doesn't make a lot of sense that we want to rush into a relationship without learning to love ourselves first. Now, if you're in that spot where you already love yourself, you can definitely still find a relationship. But you're going to have to put in the work that our straight counterparts also have to put in, which is putting yourself in situations where there are other people that want the same thing that you do, enduring rejection and learning to move through it. That's something that all of us have to learn how to do regardless of sexuality. Your person's out there, keep your head up.
If you can't love yourself, can't love anybody else.
Sweet gays, let's talk about gay loneliness because it is not the same as loneliness for straight people. I'm Brian, a gay therapist working with gay men. A lot of straight people grow up assuming connection is just going to happen for them. There is a path because you can date, you can partner up, you can build a life. It's all expected. It's all there for you. For a lot of gay men, we never had that path. It looked like us being a kid and feeling slightly off, like you were in the room, but never fully in the room. Watching other boys connect just by being boys, and we didn't get to feel that way. We didn't have that available to us. And so without anyone ever saying it to you directly, you picked up on something. That being fully yourself was going to cost you connection. So what did you do? You learned to adjust. We all adjusted. You got really good at reading people. You figured out how you could be liked. Maybe you became successful, attractive, easygoing, funny. You learned how to be accepted. You learned how to be tolerated, if not celebrated. Sometimes you learned how to be wanted. Being wanted and being known are not the same thing at all. And this is what I see all the time with loneliness in our community. You can have friends and attention and sex and even dates, and you can still feel like no one actually has you.
Oh
No
my
one actually
God,
gets you.
yes.
Because real connection requires letting yourself be seen. And for a lot of us, for a lot of gay men, that never feels safe, even now. So what do? Instead, we keep a layer up, perform a little, we hold things back, we wait till we feel more ready, more confident, more put together. And that loneliness, it just stays with us. It just stays. And that's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because the strategy that protected you is now running the show and is now doing more harm than good. So here's your next right action. Pick one person, just one person in your life who feels relatively safe. Not perfect, just safe enough. And then let them see one thing you usually keep to yourself. Something small, but something real. Doesn't have to be polished, doesn't have to be impressive, just honest. Then stay with what happens next instead of shutting it off or shutting down. And that is how this shifts. Not all at once, but one moment of being known at a time. So if this sounds like you, if loneliness is front and center in your life, let me know what your experience is in the comments.
Before he shares his perspective, I agree with that. That's why I kind of wanted the video to kind of play, because I've been talking and I kind of wanted to let them rock or whatever. But I do agree with that. Like, we have to learn how to heal and move past the rejection that we've experienced in our developmental years. Because we were wanting the approval of our family members, our friends, our loved ones, church people, whatever the case may be. And now that same level and yearning for attention and love and affection is now put on your romantic partner as well. And just like it was mentioned, for heterosexual people, it's already set up for them. It's already expected of them. When you think of the different apps, when you look at Christian Mingle, when you think of all the other, I can't think of the other ones, but the other heterosexual eHarmony, if that's even still out, and just other apps where heterosexual people message each other or connect with each other online. What ads do you see that are played there? You see ads for wedding dresses, wedding rings, tuxedos. Every kiss begins with K. There can only be Jerry. They're already conditioned for that. They've also been trained at a young age to prepare themselves for that step. They're already taught how to cook and clean at a young age. Look at what their mother does. So they're following the footsteps of their mother. When you have two same gender loving people who are also indoctrinated and already preconditioned to go down a certain path anyway in the beginning, of course there's going to be some confusion. Of course there's going to be some sort of butting of the heads here. Nothing's going to match because we've been operating in a way that we've been indoctrinated to operate in. Instead of learning again how to be ourselves, allowing them to be themselves, and then we find the way and manifest the way together, because now both of us are walking in our truth and not in this performative way. That's the biggest thing. Because when you learn to love yourself and you get to walk in your truth, yes, you're going to be rejected because some people just can't handle the level of truth that you walk in. And that's not your problem. That's theirs. That's the universe saving you the opportunity from getting your heart broken. And when you learn to love yourself and get to a place where, again, I love myself enough to where I'm going to put myself out there. And even me, I'm putting myself out there more. Because I'm going to be 35 and I've been having questions like, damn, how do I put myself out in spaces, not just to also manifest a romantic partner, but to also make friends? Because I'm in Indiana and I really don't know nobody like that. So how am I going to make friends in this new space and place that I'm in? But there definitely is a possibility for me to do that. But I have to put myself out there and, again, deal with the aspects of being rejected. But I also know that I'm going to meet dope ass people who are courageous enough to do the exact same thing that I'm doing. But that's where that self-love comes into play. And that means that even when I'm scared, even when I feel like I don't know what's going to happen, even though I can't control the situation, I'm still going to go forth. And whatever happens is going to happen. But for some way, in some way, some shape, some fashion, it's going to benefit me. And no shade, as a nigga who has been applying that to his life, especially within these past 2 years, that's low-key, high-key to move. Because you start going from the realm of idealizing it to literally having the universe present it to you in your motherfucking face. What are you going to do with the information is really the question. But let's hear what their perspective is.
Sharing so much of myself on YouTube, like I don't hold anything back on here. This is literally me, exactly how I am in person and with people that I feel comfortable with. So you're getting like 100% me on here. And I say some problematic shit on here, okay? And I love it because then I find the people that agree with me and I can feel comfortable with. And then there's people that leave comments that hate me. And I'm like, okay, well, you're not my people. And that's totally okay. It feels really good when you can find someone that you can be yourself with. It doesn't have to be a boyfriend. It doesn't have to be a boyfriend. It could be someone on TikTok that comments on all of your TikToks and agrees with you and makes you feel good. 35 gay, and I literally only have one friend. I used to have a really large group of friends, but no matter how hard I tried to be a good friend, anytime they got a boyfriend or moved just slightly farther away, they dropped me because it wasn't convenient or they didn't need me for things anymore. Or they became hardcore drug users and would get angry with me for trying to help them get clean. I got tired of being used and tired of being treated like an inconvenience. It's made me distrusting of new people. Like I don't want to put in all the effort of being a good friend just to get thrown away at the drop of a hat. It sucks. I'm lonely and I can feel myself becoming bitter and I don't know how to stop it. So what do you think though? What do you attribute your loneliness to? Is it because you don't have someone? Is it because you have a hard time making friends? Is it because you're afraid of being yourself? Like where do you stand on this loneliness scale? Because to be quite honest, I can get pretty lonely. But I'm also someone that needs alone time, like a lot. But then there's times that I'm just laying in bed stoned and super depressed because I feel like I don't have anybody. And that's okay. Like that's normal.
I wish I would lay in the bed stoned and depressed, bitch. I'm laying in this bed stoned and hungry as hell.
For everyone. So where do you stand? Let me know. And
now, before we get into this video, again, make sure if you want to watch those videos in its entirety without my pausing to give commentary, again, transforming it in a creative nature, you can go ahead and click the link down below. This next video is Beasley Says, and again, shout out to CTV because CTV sent me all these videos and I was like, I definitely want to use these because I was talking to him about this. This video, okay, we dealt with the white gays and again, and saw the similarities. Now we're going to delve into the black gays because no shade. Even though the gays, the men across the board are going through something at the core universally, there are intersections in this bitch that does also add certain levels of difficulty to dating. So let's hear from the black perspective. Let me go ahead and change the music up. Make sure y'all go ahead and follow Yale Gully. That's YALEGULLEY, girl, on YouTube, and subscribe to them. Music is awesome, dope, conscious, all type of stuff. Let's do this one. Yeah, we can do this one. Okay, Mr. Beasley, come through.
Came to the terms that I was going to die alone. I didn't think that as an adult I was ever going to be able to find somebody to call my own. Fast forward to today, I realized that the power of tongue is real because 22 years later, I am a broke black gay man sitting on this couch wearing this cushion out. I don't even have a dog to love me, y'all. Like, this is just me on a daily basis, just sitting around, just single, living like Precious's mom.
Who else was gonna love me? Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing.
But anyways, I want to talk about why dating while being gay, while also being black and gay, is just damn near non-existent. Y'all, we are literally in a day and age where we are in the loneliness epidemic and the huge lack of love epidemic. Like, love is now monetized and also commodified. Now, across the board for everybody, the dating pool is now Lake Lanier, but for black gay men, dating and also falling in love with somebody just feels like it's damn near impossible. If you got a man, you are an early adopter, and hold on to that motherfucker for dear life, because out here it is nothing but strife. And speaking of strife, I want to focus on the Pop the Balloon dating show. You guys know the Pop the Balloon, the gay version of it, helmed by the social media influencer by the name of Reactz. That show literally showcases and exposes just how fucked dating is for black gay men.
So listen, and no shade, I cannot bring myself to watch these videos. I just can't. There's someone in my inner circle who watches these videos and be like, oh my God, you need to watch these videos. And I'll be like, I just can't. The fact that it is literally a show. And again, this could be me projecting, girl, because I haven't seen it myself in its entirety, or at all, really, honestly. I'm gonna say in its entirety, maybe clips. But it's like, to watch basically people read each other and judge each other based on material things, and then if you find you a nigga that you vibe with, that shit don't even last. It'd be like, girl, what? Let's take a listen to what the hell they be saying, because sometimes I'd be like, what the fuck?
I'm Asian. What made you pop your balloon?
I'm Nye and I'm 22. I popped my balloon because I make shoe contact before eye contact, and when you walked in, I looked at your shoes. I wasn't. But you are very handsome. You are cute, and yeah.
Okay. The clothes.
Now you know how that could have changed. Because at the end of the day, I understand y'all trying to do foot checks and fit checks, and there are some people that be like, if you can't dress, I can't date you. But it's kind of like, what you could also do too, as well, is be on your Christina Milian motherfucking love don't cost a thing shit and help transform a nigga. Because if his shoe, that's funny, y'all be sitting here worried about a nigga how he look just for him to take all that shit off and be butt booty ass naked. Y'all not fucking him with the J's on. So it's like, if that is going to be a part of the aesthetic, because again, I get it. You want a partner that dresses well, take care of themselves, groom, understandable. That's hygiene, and I'm with it too. But it's like, damn, if a nigga lacking in that department, you can't hook a nigga up and be like, hey, I know somebody that do shoe cleaning. Hell, y'all some homosexuals. Y'all know no motherfucking boosters, bitch. I know somebody that can get you some new shoes or whatever, and be on some Mr. Allen shit. 1 for 25, 2 for 50. Okay, like, put somebody on. Offer the solution to the person. Do you get what I'm saying, what I'm trying to tell you? Don't just talk about it. Oh, your shoes dirty, but you cute and all that type of stuff. Okay then, bitch. And y'all be sitting here fucking niggas who don't even wash their damn ass. What is going on here? But I get it. That's their right. They don't want somebody with dirty ass shoes. And I get it. It's a shame, because the nigga with the dirty ass shoes, you don't even understand why the nigga shoes is dirty. It could be because he working hard, and the motherfucking shoes knows the only pair of shoes that he got, but he working hard. Baby, it just be so funny to me. Very interesting to me. But again, people have the right, because some people ain't gonna fuck with me because I'm short. I'm 5'2". I don't want to date him. My motherfucking 9-year-old niece is taller than him. Okay, that's great and that's fine. That's cool. You ain't gotta like me. But when your ass get in trouble and you need some help, ask your tall ass niece to help you. Don't get the short leprechaun to save you, because bitch, I'm not. You can't have, no, you cannot use my ladder.
Clothes don't make the nigga. The nigga makes
jump
the
and get it.
So for me, I could come in here with anything on, and I could honestly still be the same me that I am. Y'all would probably all still have the same answers because of who I am. Shoe contact, I don't like your shoes. I don't love them. But mine are like cute, they me. Those are dirty.
Gotcha. What made you choose Deshaun to pop his balloon?
Well, I will say, unfortunately, I do have a type, and it's nothing. I don't want to say personal because it is personal, but he's just not my speed. Not to disrespect you, but face card is very important to me. I'm big on face. So and your face is not ugly. Your face isn't ugly, but it's.
I appreciate that.
Phenomenal.
Okay.
What made you pop him?
My reason for popping your balloons because you seem a little bit older, and I don't know if you probably woke up on the wrong side of the bed, but your eyes are a little swollen.
It's hereditary.
Your bags.
It's hereditary. I was born with it. It's hereditary.
Yeah.
But I get it. I'm 27 though.
Yeah. I like to enjoy a beautiful face. That's all.
I respect it.
Yeah.
I talked about this in my last video, you guys. I feel like Trax's version of Pop the Balloon is both unnecessary but also very much needed because it is a mirror to us black gay men, showcasing how shallow, superficial, and stupid we can be. And like I've said before, men overall are visual and physical idiots. Gay men are visual and physical idiots. And we see a bunch of visual and physical idiots on this Pop the Balloon show that literally shit on contestants that have not up to par, not up to date, latest fashions or latest shoes. It's like you can literally judge somebody by the clothes that they wear versus the actual person and character that they are. When it comes to the black gays, it's all about image and aesthetics. All about image and aesthetics. How can this person look standing next to me in pictures, photos, Instagrams, you name it. And aesthetics, cool. But how does this person's personality gel with yours? How do y'all come together as a unit and actually build something that's not just bullshit, surface level bullshit? And like I said, when it comes to being surface level, I hate to call my gays out, my black gays out, but a lot of y'all are very surface level, and that leads to surface level bullshit couples.
Would you think that I want you?
Nah, no shade. Let's talk to the BubzZz way. But again, there's nothing wrong, especially if you show. I can't get mad at you for you wanting what it is that you put out. I can at least be like, okay, cool, fair. I mean, this is what you do. But to not see the value in the person and be willing to invest and to low-key help a person. What if that person didn't have a sense of style? What if that person didn't know how to put shit together? It's a lot of men out here who don't know how to dress themselves, and I know, because when I was back in Detroit and I was working at K&G, there were plenty of grown-ass heterosexual men, girl, who did not know their fucking waist size. The true waist size. We ain't talking about your waist size when you was in college. We're talking about where your waist size is at now when your ass be sneaking motherfucking slices of pizza at 5 in the morning, girl, before you go to work. What is the size of that? But again, maybe they need help. Why not help them? Don't you think that you could also feed your ego by saying, well, shit, if it wasn't for me, you still be a dirty, bummy ass nigga, bitch. So be grateful I put you on. Like, at least you will have the bragging credit. And the type of person that I am and in the relationship that I want, as far as the energetic aspect or maybe one of the traits of it, I have a dark sense of humor and I love to crack jokes and laugh. I need my partner to be on the same thing. We gonna learn to read each other. Now we gonna have to learn the level to like, hold on, wait a minute now. That sounds a little personal. You know what I mean? But like a Martin and Gina type shit. I like that. I want to be able to joke. And laughter is healing for the soul. That creates better memories with your partner. And on top of that, that makes you stand out from other niggas, bitch, because there's not a lot of niggas that's funny. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like there has to be more than just that. What if that same person with the dirty ass shoes was to become a multimillionaire within the next year or so, and now he got more clean shoes and you can't afford any of the amount of shoes that he bought? Could have changed your whole life. He could have been up there with acceptance speech and shit like that. I want to thank God and I want to thank my baby for holding me down when I had dirty ass Air Force Ones on, dirty ass Nikes on, dirty ass motherfucking Reeboks when my shit was dirty and all type of holes and rotten shit. You still love me when I was doing that shit. Now your whole life changed. And why this nigga like a salamander? Nah, no shade. BubzZz way is cute. BubzZz way is cute. Because I'm short, one of my types, and maybe it's just like, maybe there's just something inside of me, because all the niggas that I've been with have been like taller and bigger than me, I wouldn't mind being with somebody who's more petite and like a little bit taller than me, or my height, or even shorter. Because there are some dreams that need to be realized by BubzZz when it comes down to the art of intimacy, baby. I want to be able to pick somebody up and they be like, woo, you went high, as opposed to, woo, you sure you got me? Because the height difference. I think Lissez weigh like fucking 27, 28. Now, the only thing that's interesting about Lissez weigh, big-headed, light bulb-head ass girl, is that I'm glad he got that mustache shape, because he had a mustache girl and he looked like a Temu Steve Harvey girl, and I don't know how I could feel kissing and being intimate with somebody, girl, to where we in a dark, girl, and I'm in a girl, I look in your eyes, and I low-key see motherfucker Steve Harvey, big turbos in his mouth, big ass picket fence teeth in his damn mouth, girl. Girl, I don't want to be doing that shit, girl. And this nigga look up at me looking like Steve Harvey, girl, and I hear the motherfucking OJs or something playing in the background. No. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Nigga sneezed by the hole in his chest.
I didn't say you want me, but you definitely find me attractive, you know?
I know those social media gay couples.
That's how I want my nigga laughing at me. That'd be funny.
That one day they're in love, the next day they're literally fighting each other. They're fighting each other because they didn't take the time to get to know each other. They got together off of visual and physical bullshit. Bullshit. What's my favorite word? Bullshit. And speaking of bullshit, we have to talk about hookup culture. We got to talk about hookup culture because unknown to the masses, when it comes to the gays, hookup culture is a big part of our culture. Whether y'all want to admit it or not, like I said, we as gay men, black gay men, visual, physical idiots. So the physical is exerted a lot, so therefore a lot of people want to get physical in these community streets. Child, y'all, I just heard some gunshots. But anyways, back to the hookup culture, you guys. I want to say that these days, black gay men don't really look at another person's soul. They just reduce everybody to a pole and a hole. My thing is, like I said, physical aesthetics, cool. But character, personality, morals. Black gay men tend to look at the physical and the visual and ignore the morals, the personality, and the character traits. And therefore, you ignore the soul and go straight for the pussy hole, and it just leads you guys veering very, very far away from the goal, which is to create and cultivate a long-lasting relationship. And on top of hookup culture, we have also normalized polygamy, running away from love, and also working on yourself so hard and focusing on the money to a point where you forget everything else and look up and be single, looking for young YN dick through a paywall when you're in your 50s. I want to rewind just a little bit. You know, I tend to have like friends that are older than me, and I have some gay friends that are older than me. And when I tell you, each and every single one of them has told me personally that the 90s and the 2000s was the best time to be a black gay man. There was no social media. There wasn't a whole lot of racial segregation going on in the gay community. That's another topic for another day. And at that time, it was like a big awakening and a big sense of just having pride within yourself because, you know, they came off the backs of the 80s, which was a terrible time to be black and gay. And they came into like the mid to late 90s and the 2000s, which to them was the best of times to be black and gay. And speaking of my older gays, you guys, the stories that they would tell me would go on back in the 90s and the 2000s, you motherfuckers were absolutely ridiculous. The black baby boomer Gen Xer gays, y'all put us to shame because y'all were doing the most. But the number one thing that each of them said was the best part about being black and gay in the 90s and the 2000s was the lack of social media. I mean, for one, there was no social media around to see all of the ridiculousness that y'all were doing. And then for two, you had to really mix and mingle and talk to people in your vicinity. There was no looking down on your phone. All they had back then were like pagers, if that. They just they just hopped out the car and they just had fun and talked to anybody that was there. It was a genuine connection. The connection back then was raw and real. Now, everybody's just glued to their phones and it's just like, Where's the connection? Where's the camaraderie? And when I'm shaming y'all, I'm shaming myself too, because I be stuck to this damn phone like it's glue. But the one thing that is true that really fucked my mind, my dear friend Aaliyah, Queen Lovely on YouTube, shout out to you, boo. Her latest video, she said something so poignant. She said that social media is our generation's crack epidemic. And when she said that, I was like, girl,
no shade.
You show right. Social media is our crack epidemic.
No shade. No shade. I gotta pause. Again, transformative. No shade. I agree with that. We are literally this shit right next to me right now. It's everywhere that I go. For every single one of us, we would have a fucking heart attack. Some of us will goddamn drive through traffic and put everyone else's life at risk just to make sure we go back and get this, because there's so much valuable information in this mug. But when it comes down to the realm of dating and relationships, as we're going to see that slideshow that I showed in the last live, I'm showing at the end of this live, where we have options where we can scroll to the left or scroll to the right on somebody. Don't even know them personally, the gifts and talents, all that type of stuff. But just off of how somebody looks, and then we wonder why there are so many profiles where it's just shirtless and faceless. It's just nothing but torso. The fact that when you go on these apps, instead of them saying, hey, how are you? My name is so-and-so. The first thing they saying is unlock pic. Do you host? Come nail me like I'm Christ to the cross. All type of crazy shit that's being said in the DMs, and I don't even know your name. That's, to me, it's like a form of self-loathing. That the world already treat me like this, so let me turn around and treat your ass like this. Because at least when I do it, I'll be able to have some sense of power and control in my life. Since even though, no shade, people tell me to love myself and to honor myself, it still doesn't stop the world that I live in. So how am I supposed to be able to heal from a toxic environment that is around me? How do you expect me to heal? So we also have to have further conversations, more nuanced conversations about society and how society also plays a very big role in why things are the way they are today. And the fact that there are plenty of queer people, both white and black, that are starting to have more of these conversations. Just look at Beasley, for instance. Beasley would be considered in some ways that somebody would call a muscle daddy. Even though he is feminine, and he's the feminine Michael Jai White. Because they got the same kind of build a little bit in the arms. That he would be considered somebody who is desirable. A nigga that seemed like he would be invited to join the Raheem Shabazz, club. To be invited and flued out, okay, in my young Miami voice, to Brazil to engage in the sextivities and the Adonishness and all that type of stuff, but yet he's having the same experiences. Plenty of queer men that again will be considered conventionally attractive, to where both men and women find them attractive, and they're still single, they're still lonely because nobody wants to get to know them. Nobody's willing to challenge them because the whole excuse that they get is, oh, you better be glad you cute. Man, if you wasn't cute, if you wasn't fine. And then there are some people who be like, bitch, I don't ever have to work. I don't ever have to better myself. I don't have to be accountable, because there are some people willing to spoil them where they're at, even though they're not really getting what they want. They're just, willing to take less, which is why they continue to need material things and they can't have enough of it. And then if they start slacking in the physical department, oh my God.
Especially when it comes to hookup culture, we got social media, Instagram, Twitter, which is now my Vidster, and then we also have, of course, the gay dating apps, which are used for hookup culture. These little phones right here turned a whole generation of gays into hoes. And since these phones are the key to our virtual crack epidemic, this leads to hookup culture, which also leads to the STD and HIV epidemic. And my gays, y'all gonna be mad at me? Y'all gonna be mad at me. But I can take all the smoke. We've definitely normalized STDs and HIV. And I don't have anything against anybody that has the package at all. I've come to learn as an older black gay man that a lot of people, especially here in Houston, in Bottomsville, Texas, a lot of people have the package.
I am begging you to put yourself first and be safe out here when HIV is at an all-time high. I know that there was a TikTok story of a nurse saying that she had a patient who just moved to Houston, and he's like, oh, I've been with all these DLs while their wives are away, while their girlfriends are away, and you know, this and that, whatever. And HIV is at an all-time high right now. Like, it is crazy what, you know, that we have to make these calls. And I can only imagine having to get that call. But people do not care. People don't, they play this as a joke, and it's not a fucking joke.
And I've told this story before on my channel. I dated this guy. I didn't know what he had, but we were talking for about like 2 weeks, and like the chemistry was everything. I really thought it was going to be something. It felt like it was turning into something, but he revealed to me that he had the package. And y'all, when I found out at that time, I was just like, and at that time I was immature because, I mean, let alone I rarely ever get to date anybody. So I finally date somebody, and then they have the package, and that was something that was completely new to me. And I had to take a few days to figure out if I wanted to continue dating that person. But it took me maturing up and realizing that, like, wait a minute, this is still a person. I still have a genuine connection with him. I take my prep, so therefore, I mean, I wasn't trying to unwrap some things, but therefore, like, I'm doing my thing and he's doing whatever he's doing. I'm just like, let me just see where this goes. But I will say this though, one thing that pissed me off was when we were having a conversation about proclivities, he basically gaslit me and told me that it wasn't normal for me as a black gay man to not have the package. And y'all, that really like fucked my mind. I was just like, how are you gonna tell me that it's not normal for me to not have HIV? But
okay, well, I kind of want to answer that in a sense to the best of my ability. But before we get to that, I kind of want to mention the whole thing that they spoke about in reference to the partner disclosing HIV to them, and possibly in their mind, when you think of HIV, you automatically go back to being indoctrinated. Again, I already shared my experience about HIV and how I thought I had it at a young age, even though I did nothing in reference to the transmission aspect of it, dating, talking to people who are positive. You just educate yourself about it. Now, no shade. There are two conversations that are happening at the same time that I believe that are both important. You have the conversation of the stigma behind HIV, when there are people out there that are taking accountability of their life. And again, it's not just through sex. There are multiple ways that HIV can be introduced into the body, not just through seminal or vaginal or anal fluids. It's through blood. That means if you're making out with somebody and they have a cut in their mouth, or you're giving someone fellatio and they have a cut in their mouth, intravenous needle sharing. Hell, you could even pass it down to children through breast milk. And a lot of the transmissions is because people were not educated. And there are a lot of people who, when it comes down to being the medical industry, are afraid to get information, because when they get information that quote unquote forces them to face their mortality, not because of what the disease or whatever quote unquote can do, but more so the stigma behind what is going to be like according to them, a slow death. Even though HIV is no longer a death sentence and that we have things like PrEP. Okay, and I forgot the other one that can lessen the odds of you contracting it. There are people who are HIV positive, but also are undetectable, which means they cannot transmit it because the viral load is too low to transmit. Now, no shade. We also have to talk about the other side of the conversation, which is the prevention part of it. Because in gay spaces, in gay clubs, at gay organizations, there is always an abundance of condoms and lube. Safe sex is also advocated for as well, because as they say, safe sex is the best sex. You ain't got to worry. If you ain't got to worry, you're going to be more, it's going to be more intentional, as opposed to, oh, I'm going to let this moment take control and be carefree and then think about it. Again, I'll share a personal story. The nigga that was my ego death. Again, I'm not a person that's intimate. Unless I get to know you or feel safe or whatever. After a month and so some change of talking and dating and stuff like that, I decided to be intimate with them nigga, and the intimacy was good, and baby, it was going down. Every time we saw each other, girl, it was going down. I was liking it because I'm invested. But every time we did at that point in time, it was always protected. Then they came over and they did not have any protection. Now, even though this person is in the military, which means they get checked up regularly, screened regularly, they told me, well, you ain't got to worry about HIV, but if it's something else, it's something that's curable. Now, that kind of troubled me when he said that. But when somebody is telling you that, hey, we can do this with our protection, and they are also slobbing on the knob like corn on the cob, girl, like a hungry bitch, girl, eating like it's a chicken gristle, bitch, you start thinking about stuff. And then there was a part of me that said, fuck it, let's do it. That was the part of me that, again, before I accepted it, it was something in the back of my mind like, now, do you want to do this? But I gave in to the passion. And baby, like nigga said, girl, there's a different experience when you hitting it with something on it and hitting it with something raw, with nothing on it but that bitch raw. Baby, it be all type of shit. You, a lot of times you will say shit that you don't mean, girl, just because it feel good. And then we continue to have that intimacy without protection. I could have put myself at risk for other things. Not everybody, quote unquote, is so lucky to do that and not, you know, is negative. But what Beasley said in reference to these people saying, oh, well, it's kind of weird that you gay and you don't have HIV. There are some people out there who believe that. When you've been indoctrinated for all your life talking about gay people get HIV, gay people get HIV, and now they're the gay person that got the HIV now, and they meet somebody who is gay but don't have HIV, of course to them it's going to be like, wow, you gay and you ain't got it. How is that possible? Because I'm gay and I got it. See, it's just a stigma and the fact that people don't care. It's just... And we're not going to sit up here and act like there aren't preventative measures or organizations that's not out here doing the work. You have organizations out here that's literally paying people to get tested, to give them $50 to $100 in incentive for them to go get tested. What is you talking about? There are plenty of balls that happen, especially in Black and queer, Latino, people of color spaces. At these balls, they offer free testing. Like, we don't know what people are going through before they contracted what they're going through as they have it. And there are some people who are willing to take their own damn life because, not because of them having HIV within itself, but the stigma. The fact that people are going to treat you differently, that there are some people who are still ignorant that will be like, oh, I don't want to eat off her fork. Oh, I don't want to drink after her. I don't want them around me breathing on me. Make sure you wash whatever plate they have. Get this bitch paper plates and paper cups. Treat this bitch like a stranger, like a leper. When there are people who are HIV positive and have been living with HIV for 40, 50 years. I remember doing a gala, recording, taking pictures for a gala almost 5, 6 years ago. I'm gonna see if I can find the pictures of people who are literally survivors, and all of them wasn't HIV positive because of sex. Some of them, again, were during certain epidemics who survived. Some had it passed down to like, again, you have people that are literally controlling their own narrative. So when we had these conversations, they are very nuanced, but it's just sad because despite the nuanced conversations, there are just going to be people who are just going to be willfully ignorant, who are just going to be complete assholes, who are just going to do the dumb shit. And that's the part that's sad.
That just goes to show how normalized having the package is in our community. Y'all, to this day, I still can't believe that that man bragged to me and basically said that things were easier with him and his last relationship because they both had the package. And since I don't have the package, the navigating things aren't as easy. And I was just like, tough titties. But back to hookup culture, a lot of gay men tend to not want to be monogamous because they want to have one foot back into hookup culture, or they want to be a polygamist and basically have their cake and eat it too. Now there are like throuple couples out there. I mean, if that works for you, that works for you. That's not the ideal dynamic for me, but whatever works for you fucking works for you. But one thing that I've never gotten to officially have is a monogamous relationship. Like if I like you and begin to love you, I just want you and only you. Now granted, maybe after like 20 or 30 years, I will say at some point the boredom does get in and things need to be spiced up. Cool. But y'all be trying to be polygamous right out the gate. Y'all can't even let 6 months of monogamy go by without trying to dip your dick into another pond. And it's just the sheer fact that we have normalized cheating. Honestly, we've normalized cheating, especially mainly from the tops of the community, because y'all feel like y'all can just go out and do whatever. Like, it's cool when y'all do it, but when we do it, the bottoms, y'all, that's when y'all are in an uproar.
No shade. Shout out to Say So TV. That's one of his main things. Tops can go out there and sling their dick around, girl, and get practice in and get upgrades and get all type of additions and all type of DLC and game packs adding on to the dick lore and the dick thing to be shared with everybody. But oh my God, let somebody who will bottom decide that they also, as a man who is just using another part of their body for pleasure, decides they want to go out there and actually experience being able to motherfucking without having to do something to themselves physically, you know, hands free. Because a lot of y'all niggas ain't giving them that. Now all of a sudden it's a problem and an issue because it don't go back to shape. And I'm just gonna say this, girl. This is me telling my tea, girl. And I hope the person that I'm about to say this about ain't watching, girl. But no shade. I'm gonna say this. And again, this is more so adult. So again, viewer discretion is advised. It's gonna get real gay real quick. So for you heterosexual bush watching niggas, you might want to turn unless you secure within your shit. When it come down to me being a top, what really gets me off is the cheeks, nigga. I like cheeks. I don't really care about the balloon knot like that, if you know what I'm talking about. But baby, something happened to me over these past few weeks. Really, no shade, past week. To where I got to see what happens to the balloon knot when it's being thrashed and stuff, because that's normally not what I look at when I be doing my adult super happy fun time with myself. I don't be trying to find that, but I saw it and I was like, okay, now I can understand why niggas like the balloon knot. So why did I even say that? I'd have lost my damn thought on what the hell I was bringing it up for. I guess this was just a spill Bubs tea hour. No shade. I guess I'm saying that because, again, I have to grow and evolve and learn. Push myself outside of different comfort zones and stuff like that. Again, different types of level of information that a nigga never had before now being presented to him and giving me the opportunity to upgrade and to evolve. Now, what did he say again? Hold on. What did you say to make sure I can get my thought back? What you say, Beasley?
Polygamous right out the gate. Y'all can't even let 6 months of monogamy go by without trying to dip your dick into another pond. And it's just the sheer fact that we have normalized cheating. Honestly, we...
Oh, yeah, Say So TV and cheating. Yes, that's what I was saying. Baby. How about we just don't deal with people who cheat at all? Because yes, are there people out there that have the capacity to love more than one person? Yes. Yes. There are people out there who are just have that certain level of awareness to where they can be sister wives, sister husbands, sister queens, sister girlfriends, sister cheetah girls, whatever the case may be. They can be together. They're cool with that. Great. There are some people like myself, just like Beasley, who would prefer monogamy. The reason why I prefer monogamy is it's enough trying to get to know BubzZz God. And it's going to be more than enough trying to get to know somebody else romantically, baby. I'm not about to sit up here and have a roster of motherfuckers that I got to remember all type of shit. I overthink. I don't want to add on to more of the overthinking. So just give me one person and one person who's willing to grow and evolve with me. And that is a possibility. That is a possibility. And I want gay men, especially black gay men, to understand that that is a possibility. That we deserve partners who are healed, whole, aligned, and complete. Not perfect, but not damn near, but they're whole. Just like how you need to show up for your partner as a whole, W-H-O-L-E individual. But I guess if you got mileages on your bujini, or your value goes down. But yet niggas can go out here and do what the hell they want to do because, oh, you can't tell my stuff. But yet we have songs like "Why You Coming Home?" 5 in the morning. Something's going on. Can I smell you? Cause that ain't
cheating,
you.
especially
So
maybe
what
from
you need to
the tops of the community, because y'all feel like y'all can just go out and do whatever. Like,
smell my. Wait a minute, hold up. See, that's hot. Get her eyes swole up.
It's cool when y'all do it, but when we do it, the bottoms, y'all, that's when y'all are in an uproar.
I had an ex, and I caught my ex cheating, and he sat me down, and this is my 20s. I was young. He says, you need to accept the fact that all men cheat. And I was like, but I don't cheat, and I'm a man. I don't understand.
You're a good girl.
Yeah, I was hosting. I'm cooking. I'm cleaning. He says all men cheat, and he says you need to understand that once you understand that, this kind of stuff won't hurt you, and that's why you sitting here crying because you think that all men are faithful, but all men cheat. So I entered every relationship after that, like, well, you're gonna cheat anyway.
So you probably feel better.
Yeah, go cheat. But then it's like, but I don't want you to cheat. Yeah. I want monogamy. I want this little house on the prairie type life. But you telling me all men cheat? Now sitting here next to you is like, well, as long as I don't find out about it, then you good. But I'm like, well, who can we trust?
You can't trust nobody. They're human.
But if you can't trust nobody, the relationship ain't gonna motherfucking work. I am sorry. I don't care how fine you are, how fat your ass is. I don't give a damn. If trust ain't there, it's gonna make the work harder. First of all, let's restructure that statement. Emotionally insecure ass men cheat. Men who can't be emotionally accountable cheat. And again, if it's going to be between two men, then what's good for the goose is good for the gander. There is no motherfucking, it's okay for me, but not for thee. Fuck that. No, it's not. Last time I checked, we both got the same motherfucking equipment, my nigga. We both got testosterone and we're both cisgendered men. So what the fuck is you talking about? Just because somebody's sexual position in the bedroom that dictates their whole life? Like, that's what I mean. See, that's why I also say by blame it on the dress. Like, when we talk about these problems, I need for people to understand that the answers are out there. The answers are available. And I love that we are asking these questions, but I need for us to have dissertations. I'm gonna need for us to have goddamn soliloquies. I'm gonna need for us to have goddamn presentations and TED Talks. I need for everybody to be sharing the information and going deeper. And I'm sorry, if you have a short attention span, I'm going to be praying for you. Because normally those with the short attention span end up going first, if you know what I mean. This is a time to strengthen your will and your resolve. And no shade for the people who have short attention spans. Maybe the reason why the attention is so short is because we've kind of been in survival mode for so long that we don't know what long-term thinking is like, because we always got to shift and evolve in record time, girl, without any sort of breathing room in order to stay alive, because we're now in survival mode. What's going on, L. Teddy? What's going on, Pimpin'? What's going on? Anyway, let's continue.
That's because it's like, okay, I'm gonna date this person, but it's always gonna be in the back of my mind, like, how long is it gonna be before he steps out? And like I said, power of the tongue, yes. But also, y'all, I just have to keep it real. Like, it's always gonna be in the back of my mind, like, how long is he not going to get bored with me? And speaking of the lack of monogamy, a lot of gay men tend to run from love because they don't want to be tied down. They want to keep their options open. Like, you guys, there has been many an instance, I don't even say many because I don't get to date that often, but whenever men do come my way, they get drawn in, but then they run away because they got drawn in. Now, not to toot my own horn, but I am not a surface level bitch. When you get with me, we go deep.
Thank you.
Real deep. All I can do is keep it real. Like, I try to be chill. I'm very chill, but I'm gonna keep it real at all times. Like I'm a balanced individual. Like, we can have fun, but we also gonna get into some deep, real conversations too. But on top of that, though, when it comes to like men liking what I'm putting down, they like it so much to a point where it scares them and they just run away. Yo, I'll never forget this man who is a friend of my best friend. Our chemistry was amazing. Just dope. He lived in Mexico at the time. He flew all the way out here to take me out on a date. Didn't even expect any of this, but he was tricking off. Probably spent like around $3,000 on the date. We were together for like 8 hours. It was magical. It was beautiful. But you know what? As soon as that man flew back to Mexico, never saw him again. And the crazy thing is, I would never forget, like, the night he got home, or like a few days later, he posted on social media something cryptic saying, like, have you ever spent the best night of your life with somebody, but you have to keep it chill, you have to keep it cool, because I can't get it too attached? And I was just like, you trying to run game, Negro, please. But for real though, you guys, it's like, I get men that come my way that we form a genuine connection, but it's too genuine and it's too real to where it scares them and they run away. Especially with the fact that they don't want to be tied down. They want to be a bachelor, they want to be single, they want to keep their options open. Y'all, even with the guy that had the package that I just talked about, he ran away after like 2 months of dating. And then he came back like a month later and he was like, you know, I ran away because I just felt like we were moving too fast. You know, things were getting too real. Then why'd you come back? Oh, I know why. He came back to waste my time. I think one thing that a lot of us have dealt with, especially like in these black gay dating streets, is the switch up. Black men, y'all switch up so much. Y'all switch up with a quickness. But you know what? One thing that I learned, I was talking to my friend Brittany last night, and she told me that there's no such thing as a switch up. These people are showing you who they really are. And y'all, when she said that, I was like, damn. Girl, you said a word. But that's the God honest truth. These men don't switch up. The mask just fell off. These men got what they wanted out of the situation, saw that they didn't want the situation anymore, and then therefore, bam, the true colors are shown. And it's also with the fact that a lot of black gay men just like run away because they're like, oh no, I can't be in a relationship. You know, I gotta work on myself. I gotta get this money. I get this bread. And my thing is this: get the money, get the bread. Cool. However, A lot of y'all keep on just like having your head down, working on yourself, and then bam, you look up and you're 50 years old and single. Now listen, I'm all for self-improvement. Like I'm one of the black gays that is working on himself because I have no choice but to do that. But however, you guys, you can work on yourself and be in a relationship and you two build each other up too. But a lot of bitches don't want to build anymore. Bitches want the shit already pre-made so they can just take their stack and put their stacks together. Which in an ideal world, hell yeah, let's do that. But my thing is, when God places somebody in front of you that could potentially love you and want to be with you, it's just like, why not take the bait? Like, why not take the blessing? Now, a lot of bullshit is disguised as blessings, too. The devil can give false blessings, too. But I will say that, like, it takes discernment to see if that person's the right fit for you. Don't just automatically just cancel them out because, oh my God, I'm not ready. I need to work on myself. I need to do this. I need to do that. I want to be single. I want to fuck everybody else. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, maybe God is putting that person in front of you so you don't be a hoe. But hey.
And let's continue with that analogy there, because I did like when he used it in that way. Going back to even what he said about the individual who has HIV, who he was dating, who ran away because it became too real. This is the thing that, like, I really want y'all to, like, I wonder if y'all can be honest with me in this particular part of the live. And I'm asked a question. Question? What is a question? I'm going to ask a question, and I want y'all to be honest. If the partner of your dreams, and I'm not talking about being perfect, but I'm talking about being real, to where your ass gets scared. If your partner came into your life right now and showed up and was patient with you, was working with you, in the words of Emil LaRoe, girl, I waited for some contradiction, but truth was ringing in your every word. If you were to manifest that in your life, and it's been some time to where normally before this nigga came into your life, you had a set idea. Okay, well, if I date somebody and we make it to this point, these many months or this many years, or it makes me feel a certain type of way, then I'll go with it. If that was to happen to you today, would you be able to fully receive it, or would you be scared of it because you feel like you weren't enough? Because just like what Beasley said, oh, well, I gotta get myself together, and I gotta get this money, and I gotta get this, and I gotta get that. And I mean, of course, I can understand why there is an anxiety there, especially as a man, because you have been taught that men are supposed to provide. So you have to go out here and provide. When you have music that affirms, bitch, rich nigga, 8-figure nigga, swipe ching ching nigga, like, these men work hard to try to get that because they've been conditioned to say that, hey, you have to have this in order to make a relationship work. And I can understand that from a societal perspective, from a human perspective, and I get it. That is a part of, I forgot how many levels, but there are certain levels of, like, human comfort or something that humans need that is like the basics of humanity that's needed. We need those things. No shade. No shade. But you know what really brings a relationship to, like, the actual test? Is if somebody does get a call and now their whole world is turned upside down because now they have a terminal illness. Or they end up getting another call, or a different call, shall I say, that somebody in their family who they're really close to and they loved have transitioned. And I'm not talking about as far as gender is concerned. I'm talking on from this life to the next. Or somebody is in a car accident or some sort of life-altering event manifest when the chips fall. When I tell you that is the common thing that I'm learning, even in my own personal life and with some of the works that I've been doing. As far as things behind the scenes, I have seen people have a dream And they putting blood, sweat, and they own blood, sweat, and tears in this dream. And they're connecting with other motherfuckers who say they want to be a part of it, but they don't want to contribute to the vision. Because when the time comes for them to put skin in the game, to make the vision real, because teamwork makes the motherfucking dream work. And you saying you want to be a part of this team, this partnership, and then you flaking, you not showing up, you afraid, you scared. How do you expect the relationship to work? But then when they finally, the person who is continuously putting the energy in, putting it into the vision, finally manifest another motherfucker that come through and really believe the vision like they need them to, and now they're succeeding, now they're thriving, now they're growing, now they're evolving, now they're manifesting into the 3D reality, not just a vision or an idea. I can close my eyes and see it. Well, bitch, I can open and blink my shit, girl. I'll be pinching myself and the shit still be here. Now all of a sudden there's a level of jealousness. Oh, jealousness, girl, what? A level of jealousy. Girl, what? A level of jadedness, of bitterness now, because how dare this person move on? Well, you could have been a part of this. And just like Beasley said, it's funny that niggas don't know what they have until they lose it. And then the universe allows them to get alley-oop to be able to recoup on that, and you still fuck it up. You ain't learned nothing. You ain't learned nothing. Wow. El Teddy says, too many don't want to grow and get better together. They expect you to have it all together when they get together. That's why there's no real attachment. You never grew together. No shade. And the people who are saying, oh, well, you need to come with this at the table, girl. Yeah, you come with the shit at the table, but we still got to figure out what type of table this is going to be. Because now we got these resources. So what type of table is this? Is this a square table? Is this a round table? A rectangular table, girl? Like, what is this? Did this table expand? Does it rise? Does it lower, girl? Does it have secret compartments? Bitch, what type of table is this? Is this cherry oak? Is this walnut? What is this, a cheap table? Is this a table from Walmart, Temu, girl? Or is this a table from a goddamn furniture store? Like, what type of table are we building here? The possibilities are endless. We just got the resources. What are we gonna do? And to your point, El Teddy, when you actually work together, that's when you build a camaraderie. That's when you both can see each other working. Y'all both see the manifestations, and it makes you invest in it more. But people are afraid to invest in it more because they're afraid that it's going to end. And let me just bust some of y'all bubbles. At the end of the day going to have to end, bitch. And that's called life. Your partner is going to leave you. The relationship physically will end one day. Whether you approve of it or not. Whether you agree to it or not. Whether you walk away or not. Because relationships just don't end with heartbreak as far as I don't want to be with you anymore. I moved on to somebody else. No, it's the fact that the love of your life for the past 20 plus years that you have went through ups and downs, and y'all over here playing the OJs and shit. Me and my woman cry together. All this type of shit, dealt with 3 fucking kids. The last kid being sent to college, girl. Y'all empty nesters, girl, but this is the 3rd time around. Y'all walking around last night butt ass naked, girl. Eating Talenti ice cream after having y'all fun, adult, happy time in the house, girl, that's child free. I ain't gotta worry about nothing. I ain't gotta worry about shit. I ain't gotta cook. Girl, it's back to that. And then you turn over and look at your partner of 20 plus years and they're gone. So if this life is going to end anyway, if this relationship is going to end anyway, then maybe I need to do the best I can to make sure, and again, grow in that spirit of discernment, which is possible, to manifest and attract people in my life who that with whatever finite time I have here, these niggas add to it. Point blank, period. And no shade, material things is nice sometimes. Those are nice human gestures. But for me, the overwhelming amount of things that I want to receive from my partner and just people in my life in general is their energy. That energy, that emotion, that energy in motion. The stuff that you can't buy, the shit that you can't take back, and that's also known as time. You can't get that shit back. So if I'm going to spend time doing something, it has to be in an investment towards me, because I know that what I give is going to be invested into others. That's just naturally who I am. But I'm in a space and a place in my life where I deserve that for me, and the same thing is for y'all. And some people are afraid of that. So for the people that want the pre-made shit, go ahead. There's a lot of pre-made shit in the world, and motherfuckers wonder why they got the ailments they got, because they eating pre-made shit. We cancel out our soulmates because they have a few things to work on or a few flaws, but forget you have your own flaws and things to work on. Exactly. But when it's them, when the mirror is placed on them, now all of a sudden there's this sudden level of awareness and context and nuance, and I can explain this now. Oh yeah, I bet you can, because it's you. So if you want that same grace and mercy, give that. Which is why, again, when you love on yourself, there is an inner knowing. It's just like, bitch, I'm going to get something. It may not be what I envisioned. And maybe the universe has something more dope in alignment than what it is that I could ever think of. So,
hey, what do I know? And speaking of hoes and 50-year-olds, there is an abundance of single 50-year-olds that honestly tend to really come my way. Like, I don't know what it is, you guys. The people that I attract are either Gen Z or Shady Pines. Like, there's literally no in between. Like, I literally attract like the young bucks, the 27 to 29-year-olds, or I attract the 46 to 52-year-olds. But one thing that I can honestly say, and not just toot my own horn, this is just what it is, I do tend to attract rich men. But however, keeping them motherfuckers is the hard part. One thing I've learned about rich, older, gay men, gay black men at that, is the sheer fact that fuck accountability, fuck self-awareness, fuck having your mental clarity together. They have the money and they feel like they have no problems, when most of them create their own problems through the money that they've had. Y'all, I'll never forget, I was dealing with this rich dude off and on. The way he got into his money was a little ill-gotten, but he's a multi-millionaire now. And y'all, just the way he be carrying on, something is very wrong. And y'all, the crazy thing is, he says he goes to therapy, but I'm just like, what have you learned? I'm talking the most superficial, egotistical, surface level individual I've ever met. And this man is literally almost 50 years old. But when you have money and you're around celebrities, like Houston celebrities, like, you have a lot of people like gassing your ass up, you don't have to learn or change or do better, because you feel like you're already doing better. There's no incentive for these rich motherfuckers to be better people, but they try to go to therapy to feel like they're becoming a better person. But a lot of black gay men have that fixed energy to where they can't really learn or change, and they're just set in their ways. And this motherfucker is set in his ways and crazy for days. But we would go off and on, and recently, you guys, he came back in my life after having a car accident. Like, he legit totaled his whole entire G-Wagon. And he told me some fairy tale mystical bullshit with the sheer fact that he told me that when he was in the hospital, God told him that I was going to be his husband. Like, I'm the one for him. And I was just like, is that so? But y'all, he came back around, the same shit. I would never forget, this happened, I think, either last week or the weekend after last. We had went on like a series of dates, and we were talking on the phone. And this man, like, we were talking about this very YouTube channel, and then he started to talk about his YouTube channel that he had back in the day. He was like, oh yeah, I had this channel, I had 13,000 subscribers, everybody tuned in because I would have these fine, like, male models as my guest, and blase, kept talking. Y'all, he was talking so much to a point where I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. Wasn't catching the hint at all, just kept on talking. But at the end of that conversation, I was like, hey, just something I want you to be self-aware about. And I was very nice with it, because I walking on the eggshells, because I tended to offend this motherfucker. I was like, just something you want to be aware about, just something to make you self-aware. You tend to talk a lot about yourself, and you don't really ask me any questions about me. and I feel like I can't get a word in edgewise. And y'all know what his reaction was? He was like, I'm not dealing with this. Click. Y'all, I laughed so hard. I was like, you know what? You show right. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 3 times, shame on me.
No, the saying is, again from Alexis K. Tyler, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me a third, you just a dumbass bitch.
And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I live back my life because a bitch is bored. And also, a bitch potentially wanted some gifts. But however, you guys, you can't trade your morals and also have to walk on eggshells to appease a motherfucker just to get some gifts. I literally had to pull up the mirror and I was just like, Beasley, you're not a bird. But y'all, after that situation ended, it made me realize that, like, these days, in order to, like, succeed in, like, dating and also life, to really get what you want, it feels like you have to be a dumbass bitch. Like, it feels like you have to just be like, ooh, the fun girl, go along with the get along. Like, I feel like these rich men think that I'm just gonna be some trophy wife bitch that doesn't say shit, just worried about diamonds and money, and I'm just like, that ain't me. But had I would have been a dumbass, ditzy, bobblehead ass bitch, I would have a diamond ring and some other things. But y'all, I can't do it. I can't be a fake, ditzy, dumb bitch. And y'all, I can't just go along with the get along. Like, I may let some shit ride and ride and ride, but I just cannot go along with the get along, especially if shit doesn't feel right. But moving on along, y'all, I will say, like I've said before in this channel, when it comes to dating, like, I am just so bored, just starved, just deprived. There hasn't been any form of, like, masculine physical attention over here. Nobody's trying to water this dry bush. Y'all, things have just been very sterile over here. Just colorless, just no zest. Like, it's to a point where, you guys, I am so unturned on that I'm getting turned on by looking at, like, grocery store security guards, door dashers, package handlers, task rabbits.
Damn, not you over here lusting after the goddamn top flight security of the world, Craig. Wow. I mean, hey, maybe Tyler Perry was right. Maybe instead of dating the rich assholes, get you a humble ass nigga who will greet at Walmart. At least you know he coming home every night.
I bet you name it, like, all of the essential worker dick is literally what's turning me on. Like, y'all, I haven't had it in so long to a point where it's like, do I even want to jump back into Bussy Bayou just to get a little feel that 9 times out of 10 is not going to be a thrill? It's to a point where I might as well just be celibate and a nun at this point, because it's just like, nobody? No, nobody? But let me get back on topic. I just feel like, yeah, there's hookup culture, but at the same time, it's like a lot of y'all are putting hookup culture through a paywall. For example, still to this day, when you get on the apps, there are a lot of people that are gin for days, meaning they want you to pay because they're selling. They're selling. I'm like, damn, are we that much of a capitalist society that y'all are selling dick and boochie hole now? I just don't understand. Like, I just don't get it. Like, don't you want a thrill too? Like, a lot of y'all probably just numb to the shit, honestly. Like, that's what it is. It's just crazy how that these days, especially in the gay community, that even sex is hidden behind a paywall. Like, y'all, I haven't even touched a wall in a long time. Like, have y'all ever had it so good that you climbed the wall or was made to get pushed up the wall? Like, y'all, I miss the walls. Like, I want to touch the wall. Pick a wall.
Which wall? Pick a wall. Pick a wall.
But let me get back on track. My thing is, when it comes to black gay love, since there's like a huge lack of it, will things ever get better? Absolutely not. And things won't ever get better, you guys, because of social media. We're just so far gone. Things are getting worse. Things are getting more advanced technology, and we're just going to keep on eating it up. We see a new dating app every single 2 months. It's ridiculous. And I just feel like it's like us gay men could be in a room and legit nobody would even talk to each other. There's been times where I'd be at a club and nobody would talk to me, but they would hit me up later in my DMs and they'd be like, oh, I saw you out last night, you were looking good. I didn't see you. And overall, you guys, I just feel like love is just on a decline. Like, if you found somebody, stay on that type of time, stay with that person. There is nothing, I repeat, there is nothing in these streets. Yeah, but like I said, you guys, things will never get better because the moral of the story is, I forgot the damn story. But yeah, y'all, let me get off here before I keep on rambling. What do you guys think about the current state of black gay love? Do y'all think that love is still around, or do y'all think the shit is just all the way down into hell? But yeah, this is all I have to give. I do say I want to thank you guys for being patient with me. I know I am a slow producer of videos. Honestly, you guys, when I have nothing to say, I just have nothing to say. I'm not about to come on here and bullshit for days. Like, I may be a bullshitter.
Oh, wow.
But I'm not a bullshit artist.
No. But yeah, that's it, y'all. That's it for the live. I was here longer than what I thought. I didn't think it was going to be like 3 hours, but I wanted to give y'all some commentary. Thank y'all so much for joining me for this live. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do y'all think? What do y'all feel? What do y'all believe? Regardless of where you are on the spectrum, let me know, okay? If you can, please make sure you hit that like button. It helps the channel to grow on the algorithm, okay? If you want to contribute to that growth, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you can stay up to date with all of my content, both edited and live, okay? If there's anything that I've said in this live that you agree with or disagree with, I give you a permission to use my content on your platform in its entirety, however you want to do it. The only thing that I ask is that you tag me at BubzZz so that I know that it's real. And speaking of real, if you really want to support this platform, you can definitely contribute to the Cash App $Conscious TV. I'm working things out on the Cash App end, so my Cash App will be back soon. But right now, if you want to send, again, Conscious TV, and that is conscious with a Z, okay? No shade. Shout out to everybody in the chat. And also, if you want to contribute besides Cash App, you can definitely watch these ads. Don't skip them. Let them play in its entirety because that's how I get my coins. So there are ways. Again, there are intersections on how to bless the leprechaun. Put pot of gold in me a pot. Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And until next time, everybody, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all. Is today Tuesday, bitch? Yes, Tuesday. And we will be back. Peace.
Can be anything I choose in this round. We are a sound vibration too deep to tell.